Do I have to clap sync this bullshit? Do I have to? We will. Bam. One more time. Bam. Then we go in game. We go over here and we go 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's how you sync everything. How do you like that? How do you like me now? Anyway, I want the 4, Pete. Right? I want 4. I want 4. 3 ain't enough. I want 4. And maybe 5. We have 1. We have 1. A glorious 3 straight Stanley Cups. Tonight we go for number 4. Damn it. Although we have some problems to attend to. Mainly cap related. Alright, only time two should do a close-up of his face if he manages to draft 95 franchise player. Agreed. Agreed. Give me the second coming of Frederick McDonough and I'll think about it. Otherwise, the whole, I'm gonna zoom in on my face when something dumb happens in game and make a dumb face. It's cringy. It is. It's cringy. Now, I've been wrong about things that have been cringy before. I called Kuznetsov's bird celebration at first a little bit cringy. I was wrong. This I'm not wrong on. The whole face and zoom thing, it's cringy. It's dumb. It is. McDavid's poise, for the record, right now, is a lovely 99. Which, again, while I've been told poise doesn't have a massive effect on goal scoring, it could certainly, could certainly have an effect. He had 35 points in 22 games. All the more reason as to why I'm going to continue to mess around with the poise. Now, that said, this team is going to change a little bit. This team is going to change a little bit. Draisaitl's up. McAvoy's up. Goaltending-wise, Thatcher Demko's up. And we have to make that decision of whether or not we're going with Demko or Wallstead moving forward. Or we have some things to get to before we even start Season 4. Or not Season 4, but before we even go for the 4th. You get the point. It's 2024, 2025. We're beyond that 4th season. Favorite 2 songs off of this year's NHL soundtrack. I never listened to it. So, we have the 4th pick, by the way. Thanks to Calgary. Oh, boy. Hold on. NHL 19 soundtrack. Okay, that doesn't help because I can't recognize half of them from the listing. That's rough. Ninja, I love you. It's all good. You go ahead and watch whoever you're watching. I like how you didn't mention him because it's fine. Don't worry, I'm not the jealous type. Thank you, though. I love you. God. Favorite songs off this year's soundtrack. I'm going People's Champ and Jumpsuit, maybe. I hate the majority of the soundtrack, though. I do. I can't stand it. But I've talked about that. I prefer more of the NHL 04-05 rock-oriented soundtracks as opposed to this. Oh, but Imagine Dragons is a rock band. Not a very good one. Or Greta Van Fleet's a rock band. No, they're not. They're a cover band. So stop it. Stop it. Whoops, hit the wrong button. That's okay. Blake Wheeler retired, though. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Goalie-wise, Jonathan Quick, Devin Dubers, Darcy Kemper, who retired out of the defense man, Keith Yandel, Chris Letang, Shat, and Kirk. Forward-wise, Kopitar, Cart, Jesus. Both broke 1,000. Taves finished 10 points back. Wheeler 17 points back. Oh, goodness. Vandal and Fairness, most of the songs are the type where it's like, if I heard it, I'd be like, oh yeah, that song, right? So, you know. Greta Van Fleet's amazing. SNL says otherwise. They just had a bad night. Oh, did they? Oh, did they? To the draft we go. To the draft we go. Take that back about Van Fleet. Nope, I will not. I will not. I'm very much on board, but they are literally just Zeppelin. They're a cover band. That's it. End of story. End of story. Anyway, as far as what the hell we can do about this team, worst band ever, Nickelback. I completely disagree. There are a lot worse bands out there than Nickelback. A lot worse. Some of them are featured on the NHL 19 soundtrack. Depends on the era of Nickelback you're talking about, though, let's be honest. Anything like pre-2005, it depends. But still, SNL stage fucks up 90% of performers. Yeah, the bad ones. Checkmate, atheists. Checkmate. Demko's on an expiring deal, and we knew if we kept him, there was going to be a chance that we lost him for nothing, and that is still a viable possibility. The thought of, oh, try to re-sign players before the draft and then trade them. that really wasn't that great of a possibility either. Creed's worse than Nickelback. True, but that doesn't mean that Creed doesn't have some okay songs, because they do. There's a few. They have a large discography. There's only a few, and it mainly comes down to the fact that you have some tremendous musicians like Mark Tremonti, as you know, associated with Creed. But that's just like how Limp Bizkit's fucking terrible. Wes Borland is a marvelous, magnificent guitar player. Limp Bizkit still sucks, but you can find some minor enjoyment if you listen to just instrumentals, because it's all Wes Borland and no Fred Durst. Or if you also are a wrestling fan, you're like, oh, but WrestleMania 17 my way, and then you put up with it. So, you know. Or my sacrifice for the whole WWF Desire promo packages. So, you know. Anyway, don't know why the hell. Oh, that's right. Vandal, this is your fault. This is your fault. Have you ever heard of Opeth? I have. I haven't listened to a ton of them, though. I know who they are, though. So, you know, Rant sees a lot of use in this stream. Sure does. Oh, goodness. Werenski and McAvoy are both on such good deals. But Oscar Klefbom might have to go. We have won all 3 cups with Klefbom here. I think now is the time for him to go, though. That frees up a little bit of money for us to make moves. Oscar, you're going to have to go here. You are going to have to go. Unfortunately, it's going to be too late, and you wouldn't even have the value to be dealt to Columbus. And I don't think any other team before us here, being Los Angeles or Washington, will want to make the trade, and they won't. So, we're going to look more than likely for first-round picks next year, and we'll hope for the best on that front. I just got to wait for Columbus to make this trade. So, you know. I can see now why they didn't want to make the trade. Jesus. 84 franchise. Rene, very French. He's a power forward, but that fucking wrist shot accuracy. Jesus. Anyway. Let's see where Oscar Klefbom's gonna land, because we have to get rid of him. We have to. Otherwise, we are for sure going to lose quite a few people. And hopefully, it can be to an Eastern Conference team that wants him. Oh shit. Ottawa, you're my saving grace here. Or Philly. Ottawa, Philly, it's pretty much gotta be Philly. Philly? Let's see what we can do. You mean the band that Apple forced her out? Yeah, that was interesting. When Apple's like, here, you get a U2 album, even if you don't want it. Not a great look. Not a great look. But, you know. Alright, we're gonna take Makar. For the hell of it. Wow, Klefbom has more value than I would have thought. He has more value than I would have thought. Do they need a defenseman, though? If I'm gonna be helpful. Oh yeah, they need a defenseman. Okay, so yeah, this deal makes all the sense in the world. This deal makes all the sense in the world. Who's worse right now, Colorado or Edmonton? Probably Colorado. They've been on an absolutely horrific stretch as of late, so I'd probably go with Colorado. Now, in terms of like, oh, who's in better shape to make the playoffs, though? Probably still say Colorado over Edmonton. How close are we to a deal here? Wow, I did not think they would accept that. So that was what, 2 first-round picks, a second and a third for Oscar Klefbom. I will take it. I probably could have gotten an extra second-round pick out of that, but that's okay. I'm not complaining. And at the very least, they needed a defenseman. That helps us free up a lot of important cap space. As again, we're having to deal with the aftermath of going for it for the 3rd straight year. Yeah, we're gonna have a rough time. We're gonna have a rough time. Werenski and Jones, though, are both on really good contracts. It's not worth getting rid of them. And we're probably, again, gonna have to either keep Demko and let Wallstead go as an RFA. There's a really good chance Leon Draisaitl walks for nothing. We did sign Besser And the plan for me was to only keep him for a season, more than likely, and then deal him. But Brock Besser and Connor McDavid are the reason we won the Stanley Cup. So I don't think we can get rid of them. Avenged Sevenfold of the biggest rock metal band of this generation. That is a somewhat hottish take, but it depends on what your it depends on, you know, I guess the parameters of the discussion. As for those who watch this on YouTube after the fact, they're going to be very confused that the entire chat is just nothing but music talk, but that's okay. You can also watch the VOD on Twitch and then see the chat as it went. So, you know. Avenged Sevenfold's putting out spacey bullshit. Don't know if you noticed, that's what most rock bands do. They're putting out spacey bullshit. Trying to capitalize on that trend a few years too late. Get rid of Ryan O'Reilly. That is a viable point. And probably what I was going to do at the very least, because he is 34 years old, and we're risking him dropping off. Maple, what's up? Just got done streaming UFC. Nice. I haven't streamed UFC in a long time. I haven't streamed it in a long time. I haven't played it in a long time. I don't even have it installed, because I bought Undisputed 3 for the 360, and I've been playing that instead. Oh, boy. O'Reilly's going to go. There's a great chance that Kaprizov goes as well. He's on a great contract and performs in the regular season, but in the playoffs, again, he had 15 goals his first year here when we picked him up at the deadline. 5 goals over his last 43 playoff games, which is horrific. Absolutely horrific. Matthew, what's going on, man? So Ryan, I love you. You've been here a lot longer than I expected you to be here. You had a pretty good season, all things considered. But it is time for Ryan O'Reilly to go. He has to. We need to free up that cap space. It's going to be almost $15 million. Actually, that's wrong. It's going to be almost $13 million freed up between O'Reilly and Klefbom alone. The question is, I'd love to trade you back to St. Louis, but they don't have the space. I need an Eastern Conference team that's interested and has the cap space. Preferably. And that's not looking likely. New Jersey, Ottawa, it might be Philly again. The problem is, they don't have anybody that I want. Like, there's just, I mean, it's like, oh, I could get Travis Konechny on half salary, but I've already taken their draft picks. So that is not going to work out. We might have to trade them back to a Western Conference team. Buffalo might work if they have somebody on a terrible contract, and our selection's about to come up as well. Do they have someone on a terrible contract with low value? They don't. So that's not going to work. And through all of these teams, no one was interested. We are now on the clock. Ottawa? Do you have a terrible person? Not a terrible person, but a terrible contract. An expiring contract. Philip Hlapik. Ottawa would still be over the league. Fuck. Was there anybody else? Is there anybody else? Let's see. Tierney has a bit too much value. Aston Reese? Whoa, whoa, hey, whoa. What happened to the Hlapik? What happened to the Hlapik? I've been gone for half an hour. I mean, in fairness, we haven't been doing this the whole time, though. So, you didn't miss as much as you think you missed. And we haven't been focusing solely on what you think we've been focusing on. Tampa. Tampa. I need to make my pick here as well, Tampa, so you're kind of screwing me here. Yanni Gourde. God damn it, Tampa. I can't believe Verhaeghe has that much value. So, like, if I take on Yanni Gourde and then just drop him, that would work. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to get as much back for O'Reilly as I'd prefer, but we'll still be able to get some draft picks back. We own half the first goddamn round anyway, at this rate. So let's just stock that up a little bit. That'll probably go through. And it did. So we have Tampa's next 2 first and second round picks in exchange for Ryan O'Reilly, which is a terrible trade for them, but damn it, they wanted it, they got it. Which means we get to make the number 4 overall pick and then ponder other trades to make. So as far as who is available here, it's between either the center, good old Terrence Cools, or the left winger, Vladimir Kulemin. The Kulemin. Did you check Gord for an extension? I didn't. I'm probably going to flip him. But, fair point. If Yanni Gord has an extension, I'm fucked. But deserve to be because of that mistake. That is a fair point. I didn't learn my lesson after the Ryan O'Reilly debacle. Dodged that bullet. Dodged that bullet. Now, as far as the debate here between these two players, it will go to a vote if we need it to. Let's see what we have with the Cools. Of course, our scout, as Pyro mentioned, does say that Kulemin is the second rated. Jesus Christ, Terrence. 120 points in 68 games in the queue. Straight A's with a couple of A-minuses. Mark Stone comparison. Kulemin, who played in the KHL as a 17 and 18-year-old, had 40 points in 56 games. Straight A's, no A-minuses. I don't think this is a debate. Jeff Carter comparison. I don't think that's a debate, guys. I think it's got to be Kulemin. Has better puck skills as well. That's not even a debate. It's got to be Vladimir Kulemin. Has to be. The Kulemin. Welcome aboard. Oh, God. Nothing like getting the second best player in the draft at the number 4 overall spot, right? Thank you, Washington, and Los Angeles in particular, for being quite dumb. And thank you, Calgary, for the pick. Vladimir Colt. Jesus Christ, that shot. That shooting category already. Say hello to your Leon Draisaitl replacement. Because, yeah, even if we lose Draisaitl for free, we've picked up the Estonian, Vladimir Kulemin. When the AI makes mistakes like that, we should have ended up with the Lorikainen, for sure. But, yeah, we end up with Kulemin, which is nuts. Does this warrant a close-up face cam? It doesn't. It doesn't. But, you know, I'll do this, and then out of the corner of my eye, you'll see me hitting the button, and then I'll go... Except it'll be zoomed in on my face, and everyone will be like, ha 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 ha! Anyway, because, you know, fucking funny Twitter memes that everyone does. That's not even funny, or gimmicky, or witty. It's gimmicky, though, right? Actually, I was wrong in that statement. Someone will clip that, by the way. We'll add that fucking fake laugh to the goddamn stream deck. I'm sorry, that really riles me up. Fucking bullshit, generic Twitter garbage. Twitch garbage. Not even Twitter garbage. Twitter's garbage, too. That's right, I said it. But how else would you know I'm streaming if not for Twitter? Because Twitch doesn't send out alerts half the time. Jesus, I am on a roll tonight, aren't I? Anyway, when's our next pick after this? We have the 22nd, the 26th, the 27th, and the 3rd. Okay, there's all the picks. There's all the picks. There's a lot of picks. I got a lot of sleep last night, so I'm feeling good. Last night, what am I talking about? This today. Anyway. Who else could we potentially get rid of that would be somewhat replaceable? Of course, Gord's contract will be up. Draisaitl's probably going to walk. Kaprizov is worth keeping. I think we need to try and trade Kailer again. I do love me some Kailer Yamamoto, and he actually wasn't that bad on the 4th line this year. But I think he has to go as well. He had 30 points in 82 games. It wasn't bad on the 4th line at a decent point. He's got to go. He's got to go. Is it time to dance after that? It's not. Okay, aside from that contract, if we can deal Yamamoto, we'll be fine. Boston is interested. Let's see what we can do. Of course, we had a hell of a time trying to trade him last year. Will it be possible to deal him this year? Potentially for a 1st-round pick from Boston next year. And maybe a 3rd this year, even though we have a ton of 3rds as it is. What if we take out the 3rd? Kailer Yamamoto, happy trails. Happy trails. Good, you know, best wishes moving forward. Safe travels. We'll see you later. Finally got rid of him. We have all the picks in the world. I don't know what the hell we're going to use them for. We only have roughly $14 million in cap space. It's going to be a little bit higher once we get to the re-sign phase. I think that's all. Couldn't even get him for a 7th a few years ago. I know. It's because that's how this game works. We have to make that choice between Demko and Wallstead, more than likely. Defensively, there's nobody else we can get rid of right now aside from Jones and Werenski, who aren't going anywhere. And then forward-wise, the tough contract right now is Brock Besser, but he and McDavid are the reason why we won the Cup. It's ridiculous. 92-point season, 30 points in 22 games in the playoffs. Would have won the Conn Smythe if not for Connor McDavid. AA is not going anywhere. Kaprizov's the only other big contract, so I think we're good. Again, Yanni Gourde will be dropping. There's nobody else to get rid of right now. We're fine. So the only thing to do here, really, is to try and trade up to get the most out of 17,000 draft picks. Cools was an 80, for the record. Arizona doesn't want a deal, which is fine. Let's go ahead and sim to our next pick, I think. Yeah, maybe I'll keep looking. It's a little bit of a pain. I wish you could just see, you know, like, oh, like there should be like a little icon. Like, this team is willing to trade this pick. Make it easy for me. Make it easy for me. That'd be a nice quality of life addition. Have a little icon in the right-hand corner that symbolizes they're willing to move this pick. Instead of me having to sit here and check with every goddamn team. But, you know. Oh my god. Alright, yeah, let's just trade to our next pick. I'm not going to sit here and keep looking. No guarantees we make the picks. If there's nobody decent available at that point in time, we'll make the necessary move. We have the 22nd overall pick. And a medium top 6, more than likely. Ethan Wesley, I don't know if I can trust that. That'd be nice, but I don't know if I can trust that. I'm not really feeling any of these picks, to be honest. They're not bad, but they're nothing amazing. Marjamaki has a really good shot. Not really feeling it. We do have a low elite, but I could take him with the last pick of the round. So I think we are going to trade down with the 22nd, 26th, and 27th selections. We'll try to get draft picks for next year. Or potentially a prospect if there's somebody really good available on a team's trade block. God, I have so many draft picks. Alright, so these 3 picks are on the way out, including San Jose's, thanks to Pool Party, which actually ended up not being that good of a pick for us. And to make it even sweeter, you can have Smiles and you can have Meech, because we're never going to sign them. So, is there a team who was dumb enough to want to trade a top prospect? If so, Oliver... Ooh, wow, Ekman Larson dropped at 33 years old. We sent him back to Arizona and they ruined him. That's just sad. That's just sad and depressing. Landeskog, not at 32 years old. No, thank you. John Klingberg, not at... Wow, his contract is great, though. I might come back to that. Very realistic. We're all about the realism here, you know that. I really should be sleeping because I have school tomorrow, but fix the Oilers in real life. This can only make it be better. Ah, yeah, fuck the Oilers in real life. Gotcha. Misread it. Misread it. You know, they'll turn it around one of these days, maybe. That's a quote from 2007. Oh, God. Again, though, here's the thing, right? I'm prepared. Like, put it this way, I've talked about this like as a Patriots fan. They could suck for the next 50 years, and I couldn't complain. So it's kind of the same thing for the Oilers and the Habs. It's like, okay, you guys were so good for so long, there is still no sympathy for them being terrible, and there won't be. There's just no way, you know. So I'm gonna call you Ari. Thank you for the follow. How close are we in value? I'm gonna test this because otherwise we're going with nothing but picks for next year, and the Canadiens aren't terrible. They're not, but in terms of playoff success, it hasn't quite been there, right? So, that was the point I was making. What draft is this? The 2025. Who do I expect to be terrible? I don't want to help out LA that much. I don't really want to help out Minnesota. Pittsburgh. I will rebuild Pittsburgh. I could get Sidney Crosby. Unfortunately, he's already fallen off quite hard. So, you know. That was my pick that just went through, wasn't it? It was. Oh, cool. Who did we draft then? I forgot to call the timeout. That's okay. Who did we draft? Cool. Carlson. Guess who's getting traded immediately? He'll have more value. He'll have more value than the pick I was about to trade him for anyway, I think. Carlson, where are you? Prove my point. You might not have. It's a little bit weaker. He's not that bad, at least. Good old Ned. The game knows me too well. It drafted me a Ned. It drafted me a Ned. I'm still gonna deal you, Ned. Sorry. I'd rather trade you for picks next year because I don't really have that much faith in you, you know? Watching 2 game master salary is pretty much the same as studying for accounting midterms. Well, you know. The cap crunch is real. The cap crunch is Neil. The pick was Neil? The cap crunch was Neil. I don't even know what I was looking for there. The pick was still in the trade, that's true. Which is very weird, but it's okay. Pittsburgh. Again. How would you like Ned? How would you like Ned? You need goalie prospects, so you don't want to trade that pick next year. Smart. Very smart. St. Louis, you can kick rocks. Rebuilder, Vegas. Washington. How would you like the players that Pittsburgh wouldn't? You don't. Right. Boston, let's talk. I already took your picks. Shit. Buffalo? Buffalo? God, your pick is still here. I'm not going to get back the value that I want for these picks. Which sucks. Which really sucks. What did I miss? Absolutely. Well, you missed a couple of trades, but I can go over those again in a second. I need to find the unicorn known as the team with 2 first-round picks next year. Can I find that unicorn? Not only that, they also have to want to trade the picks. So, you know, unlikely. Although, Columbus, we might be able to work something out here with that 2nd-round pick this year. We might be able to work something out. I am technically losing out on value here, but Meach and Smiles don't matter to me. Carlson I don't care about, and the 2 first-rounders I don't care about. Columbus, I'll take it. There you go. You're right, it's a no-brainer. Except you're going to get players that, I mean, congrats, they're medium top 6s, but they will disappoint you, more than likely. And I'm going to consider here, and I'm going to sit here and consider just drafting guys like Vitaly Voloshenko, who will be better than anybody you're going to draft, so don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh, Voloshenko. Try trading Demko and O'Reilly. It's not going to happen. O'Reilly's already gone. And Demko can't be traded. 65 Voloshenko, low elite. Good stuff. We have quite a few 2nd-rounders. We'll see if there's anybody worth taking here. Kofi Kingston on SmackDown. Thoughts last night. Didn't watch it. Heard it was entertaining, but didn't watch it. Again, I don't watch Raw on SmackDown at this point. I haven't in like almost a decade, at least regularly. I have better things to do with my time than have it wasted more often than not. Vyacheslav Karpovtsev will be taken. Who else? Good old Rodney Rafalski. Son of Brian, maybe. Obviously not in real life. Amir Rogers. You're worth taking over Rafalski. What about Bear Kuiper? Don't really trust it. Is there anybody else here? Stefan Couture. Not digging it. This is not the best draft to have a ton of draft picks in. Even for Leonardo. I have no way of confirming these potentials here. So I can sit here and waste a lot of picks. Or just continue to try and trade down. There's no real guarantees with a lot of these guys, unfortunately. We'll scroll all the way back up. So I can get rid of this pick. I can trade down, what, about 10 spots? I can trade down about 10 spots. And I have the 10th pick, so that's perfect. So let's see if I can get rid of this pick, because there's nobody that I want to take. Try to get a pick for next year, hopefully. Although, I'm going to trade that pick, and then I'm still going to sit here and be overly cheap and get rid of someone like Hope, who I'm never going to use. Make Takashi's number 6'9". Ha ha ha, no. I'll trade him before I do that. Huh, give him a number. Make it a reference to some douche. Nah, I'm good. Thanks. Make it a reference to some douche who's richer than you. Yeah, and he'll serve longer time in prison than I will, too. Oh, God. Sandlak, Dingle, Turgeon. There's nobody I want to get rid of there. What about forward-wise? Forward-wise. Anybody I want to get rid of? Jake and Smallwood stays. Makar is going to be cut. I think we're good. Trade him to the Slammer, right? Who wants to trade their first-round pick next year for these two beautiful assets? Carolina. Carolina. What's a good description of NHL 19? Getting rid of Hope. Well, you know. It's fairly accurate. Carolina. Let's make something happen here. Let's make something happen. I'm going to continue to pick Horde because, I mean, you know. Please? Hey, just a bit low, you say. Well, lucky for you, I have too many goddamn picks to know what the hell to do with. So here, you can just take some picks. It's fine. Don't mind me. Just 6th and the 7th, still just a bit low. Right. Take a 5th, please. Just take it. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you. Not gonna waste my picks on a medium top 6 forward who will just disappoint me. And in fairness, pretty much none of those guys were worth taking anyway. So it's fine. We are gonna go with the Russian, Karpatsev. He is a 62. Our next pick is 17th. I'm gonna try to make a trade with Vegas, just to make sure I get the other guy that I want. Oh, Vegas, you're killing me. Nobody want to trade draft picks this year? Aside from the teams that have already robbed the draft picks? Okay. Detroit, please. Hey, Hockey Town. I was hoping that would work out, and it did. I will gladly trade you to 48th. You could also have a nice shiny 4th round pick this year. Just let me trade up 4 spots. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we'll be good. We'll be fine. We'll be good. Das ist gut. Das ist gut. And we're going to take Rogers. I can't say with certainty he's going to be good. But I'm willing to try it because there's nobody else. There's nobody else to take. So it is going to be Amir Rogers from the Peterborough Petes. That's okay, all things considered. That's okay. I'd rather take a player like that in the 2nd round than in the 1st round. Oh, God. Okay, we have 3 picks here at the end of the round. Hockey Town. There you go. What's going on? Good timing. I can respect it. I once had a player generated named John Pollock. That's awesome. Or Jay Pollock, at least. It wasn't a full-on John Pollock. Oh, boy. Is there anybody here that I can reliably draft? It's not really looking like it. Draper. I'm a little bit concerned because of his, I'm a little bit concerned because of his high grades, even though they're not confirmed. I feel like that means he's much more likely to be a starter. Like old Nevins there. There is just nobody. There we go. Timofey Perez-Hogan. Timofey. Oh, goodness gracious. EA, you spoil me. You spoil me. You absolutely spoil me. What does the gem player mean? More often than not, faster development, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be that much better than their actual potential. Oh my god, EA, stop with this. EA, stop with this! Like, am I just supposed to ignore this information and not trade down? With all your GM experience, the gem's reliable to draft. I mean, their potential's still more important, but yeah. And I'd say players like him are more likely, for example, to go up to a medium top 4. But at the end of the day, it's still a low top 4 potential. You know? So I need to trade down to about the 90th selection. Which means the 3rd round the majority of the third round can pretty much kick rocks. I can trade my next 5 picks, as dumb as that is. So I will. I will. EA's making you look strong. That is true. That is true. So, let's just go ahead and trade these next 5 picks here, because I own half the third round. And who wants to trade? Oh, Anaheim. Good. Good. How would you like to trade your first round pick next year? Thank you. How about your second, your third, and I'll also take a second and third down the road. Is that something? There's no way. Okay. Thanks. Unless I accidentally, like, offered more to them than I thought I did. Thanks. That works. You can take whoever the hell you want. Feel free. I cannot believe they just took that. Unless I offered a trade or a pick that I didn't think I was offering, I cannot believe they just took that. I can still afford to trade down later on into the third round, too. Alright, let's look for the St. Louis pick. If they want to trade it, which they do. So we are already just stacked on picks next year, too. It's ridiculous. So it's going to be the Columbus pick and the Vegas pick. I'm going to try to get rid of some low-end picks next year, too, to move up. Thank you very much, St. Louis. Thank you very much. Wait. Excuse me? Oh, wait, no, yeah, we're fine. That's weird. It kept me on that pick. I know it's their pick, but it kept me on that pick instead of moving me up to be like, hey, this is the next pick that you own. That was really weird. That was really weird. I'm actually going to keep that next pick that I have here. We'll just make that selection then. Snack, take it easy, man. Take it easy. Let's go ahead and reach just a little bit. Kidding, you missed quite a bit at this point, but that's okay. We'll do our end of draft recap. It'll be fine. So, still a little bit early to draft Paris Hogan, but I don't want to take any risks. Timofey. Paris Hogan. He's 19, but he's a medium elite. He'll have a ton of value. Yeah. Yeah. We've made a lot of trades at this point, involving a lot of different assets, though, so it might not give us the full details of everything that we've done. That's okay. We are also going to draft high elite goaltender from the Niagara Ice Dogs, William Bartley. He's going to be terrible. He's also 5'11". He's a 47 overall high elite. And who else? Who else at this point? Let's go ahead and take Brandon Voros of the Owen Sound Attack. Brandon Voros. There we go. 58. Better than expected. So at this point, you can kind of see how our draft has gone. Of course, you can't see the top of the draft, but that's okay. Let me double check. Not the trade screen. Not the trade screen. The London Knights still good. I mean, there's no way to know as far as like whether or not their players are high up. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. That's what I call a stud, right? Still better than Koskinen. You might not be wrong. That's right. We still have Shirokov. Okay. So when's my next pick after this? Game? I swear to God if this froze.
Sports. It's in the game.
So, we get to do that all over again. is what I'm being told. That is unfortunate. That is not good. Well, so here's the deal, right? I know exactly what went wrong with that, right? It's not a surprise. It's been a glitch in the game for a while. I would have had too many picks heading into next year, right? The problem is, and the reason why I added that 6th and 7th round pick to try and get that trade with St. Louis to go through was, you know, I was aware of it. I'm like, okay, if I add these ones, I was doing the math in my head, we should have been okay. Please tell me this saved before the draft started, because if not, this literally doesn't matter. Fuck. Alright. That's rough. That is rough. What's the max amount of picks? It's like 20-something, I think. I've never found the max amount. But yeah, you can have too many picks heading into the next year. So everything we just did is now gone, which makes me question whether or not I should restart a recording or just put all of this up on YouTube. So yeah, literally everything we just did there is gone and completely irrelevant. Every single trade. Oh, shit. If you have too many picks in the next year, it crashes. Yes. It's been a thing that's happened for years. And it still happens. So. Okay. Let's go through the draft again. Nobody has to ask, hey, what did I miss? Guess what? Nothing. You technically missed 41 minutes worth of stuff. But guess what? Technically, you missed nothing. It's all lost to time. Fuck. People will be pissed if this happened during a YouTube video. Yeah, but that's the thing. This is not a normal YouTube video. It is well established that this is a Twitch series that is being put over to YouTube for the sake of the lovely people that don't have time to stay up late to watch what I do. So, you know, if someone on YouTube tomorrow is watching this and they're being like, I'm fucking pissed, I just wasted 41 minutes of my time. Sorry. Hit the dislike button. Oh, God. As if you're any more pissed off about it than I am. Come on. Think I'm happy that I have to sit there and trade Ryan O'Reilly, Oscar Klefbom, and do all this shit again? Jonathan Quick didn't retire this time. PK retired, though. Again, very deja vu, very elite children. If his relationship with Lindsey Vonn lasts, and I hope it does. That's why YouTube has that convenient slider. Yeah, right? That's why it's... I'll probably put in the title, like if I leave... I'm gonna leave all this up at this point, because fuck it. I'll probably put in the description like, hey, something happens at the 41-minute mark that would make it very obvious what happens, but, you know, I don't know. God, fuck my life. Fuck this. Fuck it all. Alright, I'm gonna make myself... I'm gonna make myself feel better and, like, just mess with the lights a little bit. There's not even much I can do, though. My lighting is still so kind of limited because of the way this room is. I'm talking about making it different. There's nothing I can do. Fuck it. It's fine. Don't worry. Everything's good. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Okay, let's do this again, shall we? Yeah! You might actually get better players this time. Nope, you won't. Because, I mean, granted, I'll know what players are worth it, but it's the same players I would have been drafting anyway. So, it's gonna be no different. Unless a different team, unless that great player doesn't fall to us at the number 4 spot. So that's... okay. Whew, snap out of it. We're good. Layer mode engaged 3 times over. It's still, yep, there we go. Yep, nope, yep, there we go. That's the perfect fit. Right. Oh, it's Ghost, too. Spotify trying to cheer me up with Ghost. I love it. Anyway, so let's get back to trading. Trade up the first. Can't do it because they don't want to trade the pick, and I'd have to give up. I wouldn't have enough to give up. That would involve giving up one of our higher-ups here, and that's not going to happen. I could probably use Ryan O'Reilly to make it happen. Alright, EA, you want to play that game? I can play it better. I can play that game better than you can, buddy. Pal. Ryan O'Reilly. I'm getting that first overall pick. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Ryan O'Reilly. Oscar Befklom. You'd have too many skaters? Don't care. What song? Secular Haze. Secular Haze. A good one. I'll take Case McCarthy. And what do you think? Success! You know what, EA? I don't like your attitude. I don't like your attitude, EA. Could I have gotten more back in that trade? Yeah, I could have. That's the best part. I could have gotten more picks, but I didn't. You know why? Because I don't have to. I don't have to. That is what happens when you crash. Is I win even harder. Oulé, Hualets, Oulettes, fucking omelets, Renee Eggs. Welcome to the team, and he's gonna be oh so cheesy. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? What Ghost song is your favorite song? Fuck. Favorite Ghost song? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. There's a lot of good ones. What a bunch of BS. Hey! It's only BS because EA done screwed me over. Alright? Now, technically, you want to know what's BS is that I lost on the deal. They got more value. I don't really feel happy with that, I gotta be honest. I don't really feel happy with that, though. That does feel cheap. I didn't even do that the first time around, and I could have. I'm gonna leave it. Screw it. That's what happens, EA. That's what happens. Now, the question is, do I have to trade for my guy? You gotta be kidding me if they're gonna be that dumb again. I don't even have to trade up. Cool Lemon, welcome aboard. There you go, EA. That's what happens. That's what happens. Crash on me again. I'll win again. I'll win even harder. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Oh boy. Should I leave this? That's your silver pack, right? Are we good with this? Should I leave this? This is so dumb. Cool Lemon and Omelet, a great draft class. I agree. You should probably save. I can't save mid-draft. That's the problem. You know what the problem is? I'm actually pissed I didn't try to pick Horde more with Columbus, but I honestly didn't think that was going to go through. I honestly didn't think that was going to go through. Then again, it would have just been for probably a first-round pick next year, maybe another second or two this year. It wouldn't have been anything overly ridiculous, and it probably would have just been picks that end up trading away anyway. So, cool. Cool. If you could find a kitchen to put on that line, right? I agree. I agree. Oh, boy. That's the good stuff. Auto-sim the rest of the draft. Fuck no. Fuck no. I don't think so. EA doesn't get to escape that easily. For the record, to follow up on the, I don't even know. I'm still stuck on favorite Ghost song, the question. That's a really tough question for me, because I love the entire first album. The second album is also amazing. I don't know, man. But I've probably listened to their cover of If You Have Ghosts more than any other Ghost song, even though it's a cover. Anyway, back on the topic at hand. Again, goaltending, we still don't have an exact solution for this, right? So, we'll figure that out when the time comes. I still plan on trading away Hope, Meech, and Smiles. Fucking Takashi can sit there for now. Defensively, we don't really have anything else left to do now that we got rid of Klefbom. We still have to figure out that situation, but there's nobody else we can really trade away, right? So that's fine. Outside of Case McCarthy, who we're going to let go of, and of course we just included him in a trade. So that's fine. Forward-wise, We got rid of Ryan O'Reilly, as we originally did. I think Besser's going to stay because he's a monster. I'm going to try like hell to keep Kaprizov. That's right, Kailer. Kailer still has to go. Kailer still has to go. Aside from that, though, I think we're good. I completely forgot that we traded away Kailer Yamamoto. I completely forgot about trading Kailer. But Kallio's good, Langkow's fine. There was nobody else I really wanted to get rid of. Forgot how much of a super team he made. Oh yeah! And it was about to be even better until EA just, you know, shut the show down. Favorite Soundgarden song? That's another really tough question. That's another really tough question. Black Rain comes to mind immediately. It's because it's a fucking belter. I will fully admit to not listening to as much Soundgarden as, say, a Pearl Jam, although obviously I do love me some Chris Cornell. I love how dumb the AI is even. Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, that's kind of my hope, right? Is I hope that with the affiliation I have with EA, if I'm involved in being able to be like, hey, come out here, test out franchise mode before it launches, what do you think? I want to exploit the game so hard that they fix the game and prevent my cheap bullshit from being possible. That's the goal. I'm fighting the good fight. Right? Do I like the Misfits? I do. I do. Alright, so I'm going to try to get rid of these guys. I do not remember where the hell I traded Kailer Yamamoto. I believe I traded them, the Bruins, Klefbom last time. But you're probably getting Kailer. You're probably getting Kailer. I'm gonna take it out on you, Boston. Peter Skoogs. Or Peter's Cogs, perhaps. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Boston. Yeah, it's a great deal for you. I'm sorry. But, you know, crash shouldn't be the solution from deterring players from pick hoarding. I agree. I agree. But that's the thing. I'm pretty sure they don't expect people to end up getting like 30 draft picks. I'm dumb enough to do it. Favorite top 3. For what, the Misfits? As in, or are you just talking favorite bands of all time? This has been a very music-centric stream tonight, hasn't it? Damn. Are we talking favorite bands or just Misfits songs? That's the real question. Alright, so I think we're good after that deal. Knucklehead, by the way, what's up, buddy? I think I already said what's up. I don't know, I'm very lost. Spurgeon! You know, just having the game crash on me because I'm too good of a GM. You know, the fun stuff. Oh, you need to be the one who sets up shareable raw. Hey, I don't know how to program it. I'll just mention it time and time again. Favorite 3 Misfits song? Fuck. Oh, God. That's a good question. I have 4 that come to mind immediately and I can't choose. And they're all in my Spotify playlist too. I haven't gotten as much Misfits in there as I wanted. Dig Up Her Bones, Scream, Saturday Night, and Last Caress. So the first 4 that come to mind. Just joined us, so we have a franchise player now. What happened? So we didn't have a franchise player, but we had a draft going very well, and then the game crashed on me. So out of revenge, I traded for the #1 overall pick by dealing Ryan O'Reilly, Oscar Klefbom, and I think something else. I don't remember. What's your favorite song? Yeah, Williams, that's pretty much it, isn't it? It's pretty much it. Matthew, we have a very similar taste in music. Alright, so as far as who else we're targeting here, then. Who else do I want to trade for now? I pretty much have my you know, pick of the litter here. I can't trust any of those guys to be medium elite. I don't believe Adekalio was medium elite. And I don't believe Dylan Paul, the long-lost Paul. Caffrey, I don't think that was trustworthy either. Of course, it's all the same players. It doesn't change. But yeah, Marjamaki. I don't know who the hell I want to trade for, or who the hell I even want to try to draft now. I don't know. I don't know. It crashed, Tooks got pissed, traded for the first overall. That is pretty much the good summary. Favorite Shinedown song? Oh, goodness. See? I didn't say fuck that time. I'm gonna have to go... I'm gonna go with Fly from the Inside, which is one of their first songs, but it's awesome. I'm watching Elimination Chamber on Sunday. Don't plan on it, but might end up doing so. It doesn't really interest me. Because not much about the WrestleMania card's gonna change. And I'm on a wicked New Japan kick still after this past weekend. But I mean, I've been on a New Japan kick for the past 7, 8 years now, so you know. I don't... Okay, hold on. Let me focus here. I don't believe Adicalio ended up being elite, so I'm going to avoid him. And I'm just going to take the players that I would have taken anyway. That's right, we ended up with Carlson. I remember that. Not interested in any of the mediums. Lefebvre ended up not being that great. I don't think Desharnais was that great either, and I don't trust it. So Voloshenko is still there. And I mean, he's the next guy I plan on drafting, so we gotta go out of the first round. Oh, we gotta get out of this first round predicament here. So, that'll be fun. Shocked to see you're a big Billy Talent fan, seeing that it never really took off in the States. I have talked about it a lot. Again, I know who Billy Talent is because of Johnny, 2BC. On his original channel, when he used to do more highlight pack kind of stuff for his EASHL team or whatever, he used a Billy Talent song in the background, and I'm like, that's a good song. And then I found out who Billy Talent was. So thanks, Johnny. Appreciate it. Because they are a great band. Favorite songs by Billy Talent? That's also a very tough question. Damn it. I mean, you gotta love Turn Your Back. Devil on My Shoulder. Diamond on a Landmine's really good. And there's one that's killing me right now that its name's escaping me. I have the majority, I think, of their stuff. Oh, goodness. What song can I not think of? Tears in the Wine's really good. Rust from the Rain's really good. This Suffering was the the song that 2BC used in the video. And I'm gonna go with Prisoners of Today as another really good one, because the intro to that song is my jam. Also, Ghost Ship of Cannibal Rats is up there too, because it's a music theme tonight. All right, I need to trade these picks, not to Calgary, because they can kick rocks. Is there an Eastern team? No, not Minnesota. Thank you. Of course, Fallen Leaves is up there, but is it my favorite? I'm gonna say no. But is it like in my playlist of I listen to this shit all the time? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Isn't Fallen Leaves Green Day? Absolutely not. I think they have a song called Fallen Leaves though, but no. Keith Lee's theme is my goat. I don't think I've heard it. Is there not a team I'm going to be able to trade this pick to? That's at least in the East? Screw it, I'll screw over a Western Conference team. Alright, Calgary, screw it. Of course you don't want to trade the pick though. Damn teams being difficult. Damn teams being difficult now, I see. EA thinks that they've had the AI GMs learn. Let me just roll up my sleeves and prove you wrong. I already took a franchise player because you decided to be ridiculous. Nobody wants to trade their picks next year now. You notice that? All of a sudden, nobody wants to trade that first round pick next year. Nobody wants to do it. Canadian, I don't watch the weekly NXT show for the most part. I just don't have time. You listen to Gaslight Anthem. I have a couple of their songs in a playlist. But I can't claim to know a ton about them. Aside from the fact that they had a song in NHL a long time ago. Vegas, please? Nobody wants to trade their picks next year all of a sudden. What are the odds? What are the odds? I am having like the perfect draft. And now nobody except for apparently Anaheim is the one team that wants to give up picks next year. That is amazing. I pay for the network and rarely use it. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Alright, Anaheim. We're making this happen. Favorite Nickelback song? That is a good question. Clearly, Photograph. Clearly. Just look at this graph. Look at this graph. It's the biggest meme. Again, I don't think Nickelback's the worst band on earth. I don't have a single Nickelback song, though, in this playlist right now. It's not a band where I've been itching to be like, I gotta go back and listen to some Nickelback. But again, if it is anything post, like, 2005, with fucking All the Right Reasons, which had Photograph on it, just fuck off. It's not gonna happen. Right? It's not gonna happen. Oh, God. I don't know, man. If I had to name a favorite Nickelback song, I just don't know if I can do it. Because it's been so long since I've listened to basically anything that they've done. It's been so long. And also, I'm listening to Hendrix right now, talking about Nickelback, and I feel like I'm gonna die because of that, so let's just stop this conversation. And make that trade with Anaheim. Maroon 5, good or shit band. I personally don't like them, but if somebody does, cool. I'm not in the mood for shaming people for their musical tastes, man. You know? Burn It to the Ground, no. Even if Burn It to the Ground at one point was a redeemable song, Monday Night Raw ruined it for me. Any guilty pleasure songs. Look, just search Toogie24 on Spotify. You'll find all my guilty pleasure songs because they're all in this massive playlist. I have nothing but guilty pleasure songs. Most of them are 1990s one-hit wonders, which is great. It's just the greatest. So, you know, it's pretty much the way it goes. I think there was a, well, you know, like Live to Win by Paul Stanley. The greatest song. That's not even, actually, was that? I mean, granted, you can't really call that a one-hit wonder. Fucking shout out to Major Tom by Peter Schilling. What else do I have here? I wouldn't even call the Planet Smashers guilty pleasure. I can finally remove Boomer Sooner from that playlist because, of course, I could just play it whenever the hell I want here now. So, you know, hold on, where is it? You know, I could play it now whenever the hell I want, but, you know, YouTube would be in trouble. I'd get in trouble, YouTube-wise. There's a lot. There's a lot. God damn it. Favorite CKY song? Hellions on Parade, man. It's gotta be that. It was in NHL. It was great. Although, you can't go wrong with the original 96 Quite Bitter Beings. You can't go wrong. Flesh into Gear is pretty good as well. I think those are the only 3 CKY songs I know. Holy shit, Paul was medium franchise. Huh. Well, you learn something new every day. I wouldn't want a goalie with the last name of Paul. That's right. They ruined it. Holy shit. Okay, so, hey. I may have traded up to get somebody good, but obviously I didn't plan on this crashing. Otherwise, I totally would have ended up with Paul and totally would have ended up with Giroux. So, we got that going for us, I guess. Restart. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Probably get in trouble for the Patriots, and we definitely would. Favorite wrestling match of all time? Yeah, when did this turn into Q&A night? I like it. I'm fine with it. Gives me something to talk about while I plot my revenge on the AI here. Favorite wrestling match of all time? I've watched so much fucking wrestling in my life, man. God damn it. God damn it. Bret and Owen Hart from WrestleMania 10 comes to mind. And then I'm also trying to think of non-WWE because there's been so much New Japan. Fuck. There's too much. There's too much. Ever listened to Tragically Hip? A little bit, but not enough to say whether or not I like their style of music or not, but I do have a lot of respect for them. Alright, who else did we draft? New Japan's been so... Recently, New Japan's been so good. It's 2019. I've been following, like, religiously since end of 2011. So, what do you mean recently? Like, in the grand timeline of humanity, yes, it would be very recently. But, you know, Orton Foley Backlash 04, good one. HBK and Undertaker at 25, good one. Also a very good one. Oh, goodness. So we're gonna go for Karpatsev again. Rogers ended up being medium top 6. I'm going to avoid him this time. Kuiper wouldn't have been that great. I still want to end up with those low elites that I was targeting. Prom, Prohorkin. God, that's right. And then it really drops off. Tyler, buddy, what's going on? Thank you for that lovely 4-month resub. I do appreciate it. You know, just enjoying the fine world of franchise mode and all of its glorious crashes that set me back 40 minutes. You know, the good stuff, basically. What's been going on? I'm sure you've been enjoying Apex. I saw you on it once. That's my only topic of discussion I have. It's my only topic of discussion that I have. Okada vs. Omega, any of the series. Also a good pick. Got offered Tolvaden for Wade Simmons and a couple of draft picks. Yeah, I'd probably take that. It just depends on whether or not you want to keep Wayne Simmons. 4 Horsemen DX or the Hart Foundation. Hart Foundation, by far. You kidding me? Go watch back, like, all of 1997 and tell me that the Hart Foundation isn't the greatest stable of all time. I will spit in your face. Like Bret Hart did to Shawn Michaels, or to The Undertaker, technically. Actually, no, it was Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 97! Wrestling nerd here, sorry. Apex go hard, I love it. 7 wins so far, 3 in a row last night. God damn! We will have to play at some point. If our schedules ever line up. Okay, I'm gonna focus on the players that I have pinned now. This whole draft has been totally upended. Totally upended because of the crash. So, yeah, sorry. Sorry, but you know, I'm trying to get back on track and refocused, okay? I'm trying. Trust me, I'm trying. Punk, AJ, or Brian? Are we talking just WWE stuff or total? That's a very important distinction. Knucklehead, that's a very important distinction. Let's see, is that enough there, Columbus? No, it is not. Just WWE, okay. If it's just WWE... Columbus! What are you doing? This is highway robbery. But that's fine, I need to get rid of draft picks for next year anyway. I don't want to risk it. Thank you. Just WWE. I'd have to go Punk, Brian, Styles, in that order. Brian in second, just because, you know, the injuries and everything, and early on there were some rocky moments. And Styles in third, because a lot of his big matches to me have severely underperformed. It's like, oh, when he first got here, he had a great match with Roman. Yeah, he did. And then, let's see, underperforming matches with, oh, I don't know, Daniel Bryan at the Rumble, even though it was in the death spot. Underperforming matches to me with Nakamura. Underperforming matches to me with Samoa Joe. And I expect all of those to be amazing, and they were just okay. In my opinion, at least. So, that is the reason for that order. Styles Cena was so good, though. It was. But I'd still put AJ in that spot. Don't know what else to tell you. Joseph. Or is it Jose, PhD? Are you a doctor? In which case, don't you have better things to do than to randomly sub to people on Twitch? Thank you, though. It's greatly appreciated. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the fine world of random music and wrestling-related discussion while playing NHL, because that's what we do here, I guess. That song's gonna copyright us on YouTube. I'd like to think they'd appreciate the fact that I'm keeping that song relevant. That's right, I rate myself that highly. I don't. Who faces Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania? I genuinely don't care. I hate to say it, I genuinely don't care. Again, I don't watch Raw and SmackDown weekly, but I've seen a lot of Bryan's promos. He's amazing, obviously. But every time, I get hyped up, being like, oh, this match, it's Daniel Bryan and this guy, it's gonna be amazing, and it's under the WWE umbrella and often disappoints. Styles and Nakamura at WrestleMania last year, how could that possibly oh, it's over? Case in point. Case in point. So I try not to get my hopes up in any way over anything related to the WWE now, because that way, when it goes well, I'm like, holy shit, that was great. You know? Are we going to miss the emote spam? Yeah, I think the emote spam opportunity is already gone, but that's okay. That's okay. Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock. Best frontman for the WWE. Neely, we need more context to that topic of conversation. We need more context to that topic of conversation. I've been hyped for a WWE pay-per-view since SummerSlam of 2009. It's not a, you know, that's not a bad way to handle it. That's not a bad way to handle it. Alright, so I want that first third round pick. Problem is, I've already forgotten who has it. We do. Okay, I want this one, Philly. I want this one. I finally given up on WWE 1 to sign my favorite indie wrestlers. It never works out unless they're in NXT. Exactly. So that's why when they get signed, you're like, yes, good, you're gonna make money. And then come back to the indies later and put on even better matches. That's the attitude you have to take. You then have to just be happy that they're gonna make money. That is the attitude to take. What? Tugi no sells my question. Knucklehead, what? There's been a lot of questions. Fuck. Balor, Nakamura, or Owens? In WWE? Owens, Balor, Nakamura. They have completely... Okay. We've already talked quite a bit of wrestling, right? Like, we somehow segued from music talk to wrestling talk, which I'm fine with. Again, as has been well established, I am... In terms of nerddom, it's like hockey and wrestling are right here. Hockey's probably even slightly below wrestling. Don't get me started on how pissed I am at what they've done to Shinsuke Nakamura. Don't do it. We'll be here all night. We'll be here all goddamn night, and I won't get anything done. Because it pisses me off to no end how they have just completely wasted him. And it's so annoying. And I hate it. I hate it so much. I rewatch all the Raw's War episodes. Tyler, I am in the process of still doing that myself. I have been going through 97. And it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. YouTube viewers love the rambling. I don't know if they do. But again, that's why this is a Twitch series that gets uploaded to YouTube. Favorite Fozzy song? Eat the Rich. It came out in like 2002. Also, fuck, what is it? Hold on. Hold on. It's not even on Spotify, and I'm pissed. I gotta find this. Chasing the Grail. It's on that album. I think. New Day's Dawn. Also, Let the Madness Begin wasn't bad. I'm gonna go with New Day's Dawn or Eat the Rich. That's right. Naming Fozzy songs from before 2013. Yeah. Thoughts on the AAF? Excited to see what they can do. I'm gonna try to watch games the next time it's on, essentially. Oh, goodness. Alright, I have 3 straight picks. And in fairness, I would be selecting people a little bit early, but I'm still gonna, you know, select people a little bit early. Which is fine. Just get it over with. Just to avoid... Oh my god, though. I could get so many draft picks for next year. Fuck it. Paris Hogan, we're taking you now. Screw trading down next year at this point. Screw it. Your opinion on having real coaches in this game? I would love it. Are they going to view that as a necessary expense? Probably not, but I do feel as though that would add a lot to the game. They have it in Madden with everyone except for Bill Belichick because he's a fucking gangster. They have it in FIFA. I would love to see it in this game as well. And NXT, Black, Gargano, or Ciampa. Don't pit my love of Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano together. Gargano, Black, Ciampa. Because Johnny Gargano was amazing. And I still have his indie theme song in the old Spotify playlist. 5 years ago, I watched every single episode of Raw, SmackDown, Heat. I was gonna say, Razor, that's pretty much what I'm going through because there's a Reddit thread that has the links to watch everything in order. So that is exactly what I've been doing. I'll watch a ton of it and then I'll get burned out and not watch for a couple of weeks, but I'm slowly making my way back through. Every coach's picture has to be like Robert Kraft. Dunno? I agree. For anybody who doesn't get that reference, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's just take Shirokov now. Get that pick out of the way. Not bad. At this point, I don't even care about trading up, trading down. Just let me take who the hell I'm taking in this draft. They have it in 2K. I don't know why. That'd be cool. Again, NHL has the smallest budget out of any of the sports games you just mentioned. So, today it wasn't as good as people remember. Smoot, it was never great in terms of in-ring work, but it was great because everybody was over. Can you link that thread, please? Let me get it. I have it bookmarked. Hold on. Hold on. Holy crap. Yeah, let me link it. Fuck it. Let's see. Hold on. Where's the link? Ah, there it is. Oh, boy. So, for anybody wondering, YouTube-wise, just go ahead and Google WWE Network Show, or Network Shows Reddit, and it should pop up. Actually, I'm going to test that right now. WWE Network Shows Reddit. It is the first thing that pops up if you Google WWE Network Shows Reddit. It's from the Squared Circle subreddit. And link in chat. There you go. Yet again, I'm a man who enjoys the Nokias of New Japan. It's all good. Oh, God. Okay, this is my, what, second to last pick? Penultimate pick of the draft? This has officially been the longest draft in history, by the way. No YouTuber has ever had a longer draft than this. There's no way. There's no way. Janssen will probably take. And any confirmed low elites? Whoo, boy. Alright. Ruthless Aggression here was great. Incorrect. Do you not remember Jeff Hardy and The Undertaker? I prove you wrong. Is there a link? Williams, if you look at that link, there's literally, it's pages. But, oh, that's right, 2000's not included. I don't know about 2000, to be honest. I don't know about 2000. That's a fair point. They must, though. It must be there. It has to be. It has to be. Yeah, I guarantee they have it. It's just, I don't quite remember where to find... It's not my draft pick, right? It is. Fuck. Hold on. There's definitely a way to find it from the 2000s. 2000 was the best year. You're right. Eliza, what's going on? I don't know if Marks is worth taking. All these guys are down in the 200s, actually. So avoid you. Are any of these guys worth taking? This one. Milson and Janssen will be the two that we're taking. Let's take the goalie Janssen. He was indeed a medium elite, 60 overall. Just got here, how's the draft going? So again, we pretty much made it through the draft. We made a lot of trades, did a lot of stuff, and then the game crashed on me, so we had to do it over again. So yes, the draft has gone quite well for us, and it's just about over. Thank God. I'm going to take Noah Milson from Sudbury, who fell off. Shit, he was in the 200s. Whoops. Alright, well, that's okay. Ended up with a medium 7th, it's fine. We're good. So, I think I would have much preferred the reality of the initial run of this. EA didn't grant me that liberty, and really it's my fault because I knew about the glitch. It is what it is. It is what it is. But we still ended up with one hell of a draft and the team set up really well. Can't watch the attitude era without cringing. That's why you skip the cringy stuff, which is a lot of it. But the non-cringy stuff is great. That's why you gotta skip some of the cringy stuff. It doesn't hold up well in general, but the good part of it's good. What's the glitch? Having too many draft picks in the upcoming draft. So you gotta limit the amount of drafts that you have, or the amount of picks that you have. It's 30 plus or something like that. So, can I double check all of our trades here? Let's see. So we traded Hope and Meech. So yeah, those are the only trades this time. So it was Hope, Meech, and Yamamoto to Boston. We sent O'Reilly and Klefbom to Columbus for the #1 overall pick. I could have done a hell of a lot more. So let's sort out the scouting. This has been so weird. So weird. Here's the thing. If you're going to talk about any era of the WWE, there's always going to be cringy, horrible stuff. That's the problem. There's always going to be cringy, horrible stuff. In any era. So, you know. How did we who started that transition, though, from hey, what are your thoughts about this band, or your favorite thoughts from this band? What was the transition to the wrestling? Where did that happen? Who do I blame for that? Well, not necessarily blame, because I'm cool with it. And I'm still stuck on trying to pick a favorite song from Nickelback. Which isn't gonna happen. That was me. Knucklehead, that makes sense. That makes sense. It makes sense. My bad, I showed up. I forgive you, though. It's okay. Guess I completely forgive you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Actually, I gotta check something really quickly, too. Let me check something. As I know what I'm looking for. Also, the Fogies just started playing, and I'm very happy about that. So weird to bob your head to music that nobody else can hear. Probably. Oh god, for those who wanted the like the year of like the 2000, you know, in chronological order, that's the link I just put in chat. So as far as the contracts are concerned, what do we got? What do we got? $32 million in cap space after getting rid of O'Reilly, Yamamoto, and Klefbom. And we have that decision to make. Are we rolling with Demko or Wallstead? Thatcher Demko has won 3 straight cups with us. He's going to be looking for $8.5 to $9 million bucks at 29 years old. Wallstead is going to be looking for probably 6, but he is an RFA and we could get offer sheet compensation. Do I like Slipknot? Slipknot's okay. I do much prefer Stone Sour. As far as favorite songs, it's tough. Especially with Slipknot, because a lot of their better songs are the ones that got overplayed to death and a lot of people don't like as much now, you know? Oh, goodness. Worst WWE storyline. We'd be here all fucking day. We'd be here all fucking day. Favorite 3 Days Grace song? That's a good one. That's also a tough question. That is actually a relatively tough question. Oh, God. Big fan of Break. Big fan of Chalk Outline. A couple of other good ones, too, that aren't coming to mind. I think we'll have to do a vote here. Worst storyline has to be Snitsky killing... Okay. It's tough to say if there is a storyline worse than a man punting a toy baby into the crowd to mock a storylined pregnant woman. It's tough to say if there's anything worse than that, but it is the WWE, so, you know, when that's a debatable point, that's why wrestling's so great and so bad at the same time, because it's a debatable point to say that might not be the worst storyline they've ever run, and that's batshit insane. Oh, God. Oh, God. Shout out to Pepe. God damn it. Let me take a look at the rest of the team before we decide on Demko and Wallstead. Jesus. I should just turn this to, hey, let's talk wrestling. The stream. Alright. We do know that we need to get rid of Kevin Miller. Segula can stay. Voros is going to have to be signed. McCarthy we're going to drop. He was a tack-on in the Columbus trade. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. DDP stalking and trying to bang Taker's wife was pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Oh, I love DDP, but god damn it. That initial pop, too, when he takes off the mat, or he takes off what was, he was wearing the biker helmet, I think. Or he was not, he was wearing the ski mask, wasn't he? But the initial pop from that. Fuck. So good. And then Undertaker just proceeded to kick his ass for the next 3 pay-per-views. Oh, boy. We need to decide. It's like a mix now of music talk and wrestling talk, and it's just, I don't even know. And what the hell to do with this team talk. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, God. Yeah, Knucklehead, I know. I know, trust me, I'm I know you've mentioned it like 4 times. I'm just personally hesitant to mention the words Katie Vick. Just a tad bit hesitant. Just a little bit. Just a little bit hesitant. Oh God, are there any... How am I supposed to focus on hockey at a time like this? How am I supposed to focus at a time like this? It's music, wrestling, and hockey related. Although that does sum up what my stream, you know, what any Twitch stream for me would be. So it's perfect. It's perfect. Oh God. I got Jeremiah Freed going on Spotify. Perhaps the best band to ever come out of Maine. Then they moved to California and never made it. Here's the thing, guys. If in chat you're gonna sit here and mention, what about this bad storyline? What about this bad storyline? You're gonna be here for a while. Again, you're gonna be here for a long time. Because there's a lot to mention. We need to decide right now, because I don't want to tie up $14 million with goaltending. I don't want to tie up $14 million with goaltending when we don't have cap issues, right? So something has to be done. We have won 3 cups with Thatcher Demko. Last year in the playoffs, he started to slip up after a Vezina caliber season. He was still really good though, but he did not win the Conn Smythe like he had the 2 prior cups. Wallstead, I mean, has been great in his 2 seasons as the backup. He has been amazing. But whether or not he's the guy at this point is the question. He's also an RFA. Best WWE rapper, John Cena, Randy Savage, or the Usos? Well, as Kurt Hennig said, rap is crap. So I'm going with the West Texas Rednecks. This has to go. Hogan's music album's the best. It really is. It's up there. It's up there. God. Take Demko, get... that's the argument. We either keep Wallstead, or we keep Demko and get Wallstead, who has better consistency. You cannot check. Can you sign Wallstead to a 2-year deal? No. You can only drop that down to 3.4 and delay it for a season. The problem is, though, we have big names to re-sign. We have to worry about McAvoy. We have to worry about Draisaitl, Ivanov. We can't afford to waste any extra money goaltending-wise. So Demko's been great. Wallstead, we'd at least get compensation for. Demko would walk for nothing. So that is the question. I'm going to leave it up to a vote. I think you guys kind of understand what the situation is here. It's either we lose Demko for nothing, or we at least get compensation for Wallstead. Wallstead's never been a starter, though. There's no way to know for sure. Allow me to interrupt. Worst tag team. There's a lot of them, man. How about every push-together bullshit tag team they've been shelling out for the past decade? That's my answer. Who stays? I need to retitle that. Hold on. That poll's not gonna count. Who stays? I can't type. Who stays is what the poll should say. Demko, Wallstead. That's better. There needs to be clarification instead of who stays or who goes. Cool. There you go. Vote in that one. Vote in the second one. Who is staying? Demko or Wallstead? That's the question. It's going to be the first to 20 votes, more than likely. Because it's going to be a close vote. First to 20 individual votes, even if it's a 1-vote difference. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? We might not get to 20 votes. I know we got a decent amount of people watching. Vote. I don't care if you're on mobile. I don't care where you are. If you're on a tablet. If you're on a fucking Nokia Razr. I don't care. Jesus Christ, this is going to be close. One more vote for Demko and he's staying. Next vote wins. This is torture. Who's staying, damn it? Wallstead wins! Ring the bell, it's all over. Wallstead wins. And he had the win by 2 for a moment as well. It was 21-19. The Thatcher-Demko era in Edmonton has come to a close. We signed him 3 seasons ago. 3 Stanley Cups later. 2 Conn Smythes later. And unfortunately, Thatcher, your time here is up. And unfortunately, this could be the end of this era. Time will tell whether or not this is the right decision. There is a lot of pressure on Wallstead to deliver, but he is now the man here. We're going to try to go 6 by 3. Should have traded him for some value. I couldn't have. Teams don't trade for players with 1 year left, unless they're an RFA. Actually, with Wallstead, I'm going to try to go 5-8. Let's try to negotiate just a little bit. Jesper Wallstead will be the goaltender. Don't know who the backup will be. We'll solve that issue in free agency. Best legacy, Michaels, Taker, or Triple H? Probably the Undertaker. Just because Shawn Michaels had the, the drug issues. So, yeah. And then have Triple H in third. Defensively, we have $32 million. McAvoy only wants 7 a year. Are you kidding me? That's insane. I don't know what this defense is going to look like next year. We do have to sign Voros. How many cups did he win? We have 3 cups so far. We're going to be going for the 4-peat in this next season. Although it's taken us forever to get to this season. Because the game crashed on me. We need to sign the Omelet. Who I never expected to have on this team, but he has to be signed. Kulemin has to be signed as well. Langkow and Janssen might be gone. And then Jakin has to be re-signed. He's, again, going to be the captain of the Bakersfield Condors, as he has been for the past 3 seasons. Will Wallstead take a slight discount? Omelet signs, Voros, Smallwood, Wallstead signs. Alright, let's see how much money. Let's see how much money we have to work with. 27 mil. And we have to sign a ton of people. Leon Draisaitl's looking for $12 million a season. I think his time here is done. Ivanov is looking for 6.8. That's rough. Langkow and Janssen, probably not going to look for that much. 1.9 for Langkow. This is tough, man. How much is Andrew Chuck looking for? Not that much. Okay. We try to sign the UFAs first to at least get something for them. Because again, there's no rule here that I have to be loyal, obviously. Very much obviously. So I'm going to try to hold on to Draisaitl first. Which probably won't happen. But I'm going to try to go 3 by 8. See if that works. And then for Charlie McAvoy, we'll try to go 7-8 by 8. And see if that works. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. So our scouts are finally re-signing. McAvoy signs, Draisaitl signs. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. We have $8 million, so obviously we don't have enough to re-sign everybody. But I'm not afraid to let a lot of these guys go to free agency as RFA. Or as an RFA. And then we'll take it from there. So Janssen I'm going to let go of regardless, because I don't care if he stays. He also takes way too many goddamn penalty minutes. So we're going to just drop him outright. Langkow, I'm not even sure how much he's looking for. I think what we're going to do is qualify every single RFA. We're going to go to free agency, see if we can make a move or two. I feel kind of cheap about signing Draisaitl just to trade him. But this game also crashed on me when I had the draft of all drafts going. So it can kick rocks. Sandlack's American. Although, aren't you still playing in the queue? Oh yeah, that's right, you're playing the O, so we're gonna hold off on that. You listen to any wrestling podcast? Not a ton at this point. Not a ton at this point. I will go over the ones that I used to listen to religiously, but it's also because I don't get to listen to as many podcasts as I want to, because I kind of reserve them now for, hey, I'm taking the dog for a walk. I'll listen to a podcast while I walk instead of music. I used to listen to podcasts. Again, I worked overnights out of high school, so it's just, okay, I'm going to load up the iPod to podcast, be good to go. It's like I used to listen to Jericho's podcast all the time, used to listen to The Law, still pay attention to post-wrestling at this point. Used to listen to Don Tony and Kevin Castle show a lot. There were some other ones as well that are escaping me right now. Colts podcast used to listen to a lot. I swear there was something else too, but they're escaping me at the moment. They're escaping me at the moment. Holt Beast, what's going on, buddy? What's going on? Welcome to the fine world of this game crashing on me, wrestling and music-related talk, and everything else. It's been a weird night. It's been a weird night. So let's sim to free agency. And double check what the hell's going down with this team, because I genuinely don't know. Genuinely don't know. Hedman's a free agent. Jesus. He's also 34, so he's going to drop quickly. This is gonna be weird. Now NASCAR related talk. Yeah, no. Thatcher. We'll see where Demko ends up going. Favorite Theory of a Dead Man song? None of them. None of them is the correct answer. None of them. Alright. We got $9 million here. Wallstead's the guy. I have to get a backup goalie. Have to get a backup goalie. We released Demko. Holt Beast, we voted on it. It's Wallstead's time. It's Wallstead's time. Based on the cap space, we had to keep one. People voted for Wallstead. It was very close, though. Very close. Alright. This is rough. I kind of want to see what the compensation would be for Andrew Chuck and Kravchenko, though. Kind of want to see. Bad choice, I'm pissed. It happens. Kind of want to see what we could get for Ivanov, too. He had 33 points last year. He's well-rounded, but he's not amazing. Like, he'd be more of a decent two-way. But I don't want to pay a two-way $6 million. Like a third-line two-way? Screw that. And then Draisaitl, we gave 13 mil for the express purpose of trading him, but we might not have to. Knucklehead. Dean Ambrose goes to AEW after Mania. Who should his first match be against? It depends on how ridiculous you want to be. Probably Joey Janela. Probably Joey Janela. Jimmy Havoc if he wants to do more hardcore related stuff. Dunno just wants to piss off the NASCAR fans. And he did a damn good job. 13 mil for Draisaitl. Yeah, the problem with Draisaitl is expensive, but last year Draisaitl, McDavid, Besser absolutely dominated. So, granted Draisaitl wasn't as good, but in the playoffs he was great. So, Ambrose versus Cody? I think we can let go of Ivanov. This team this year is probably shaping up to be McDavid, Besser, Andrews, or McDavid, Besser, Kaprizov, then Andrews, Penner, Hart, Asham, Omelette, Marlowe. Oh boy, okay. There's a lot of people that have to go here. There's a lot of people that have to go. Draisaitl's on that board more than likely. Especially with how much he's getting paid. I'm gonna wait to make any moves until I see what happens with our RFAs. More than likely. There isn't really anybody on the free agent list that I'm interested in. Because most of the top guys, like Ivanov, Andrew Chuck, and Kravchenko, are ours to begin with. We do need a backup goalie. One that's relatively cheap, obviously, with some of the contracts that are going to be coming up. That's the issue. So I'm looking at like an Ullmark, a Tomek, a Kapokakinen. Ullmark, 906 last year. No thank you. Tomek, 930 in the AHL last year. Had a 939 in the NHL at one point. Tomek, congratulations. Hopefully you'll be our backup next year. Hopefully. Hopefully. So I'm going to hit, actually, got to double check for prospects. Got to double check for prospects as well, just in case, because we only have 29 players under contract. So, good chance here to fleece the AI. Hope, who I let go of Hope in the trade. I let go of Hope and Meech in a trade, and both are now free agents. I am so tempted to bring them back for the express purpose of immediately trading them. That is horrific. All 4 of those defensemen are ours. Can you sign RFAs for 1 year's cheap deal? I can, but I want to see if they're good compensation offers, to be honest. Because we have so many decent players to potentially move. Some of these low elites aren't that great, but again, Langkow is ours. I'm going to send an offer. Some of these guys, though, I don't think they're going to develop in time. It's better when you draft them into that overall because they have time to move up. But there's actually nobody there that I really want to sign. I'm not going to re-sign those goalies either. They're worth second-round picks. Screw it. So, let's see what happens. Tomek is signed. So the backup goaltending situation taken care of. Zane Andrechuk, 6 years at 6.8. Would be a first, second, and a third from Calgary. Hopefully that can stop. So it'd be a first, second, and a third for Andrechuk, huh? I might accept that. Like, I know I could bring them back. You know, it's like I could offer them 1 year deals and bring them back for a little bit cheaper. I'd still have this issue. Now, of course, I could bring them back for the year and then let them go next year, of course. But I wanted to see if the compensation would have been worth it. And for Andrechuk, the answer is, I mean, I need to keep him. That's the correct answer. So for Andrechuk, I'm not going to argue. I probably should have signed him to a 1 year deal to keep him. It's just the issue is I'm very undecided on what to do with the forward core. Very undecided on what to do with the forward core. Probably should have made that decision with Andrechuk because I could have signed him for cheap. He's still looking for a cheap deal. But let's say McDavid. McDavid, Andrews, Kaprizov. We have too many good players. That is the big issue right now. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then like someone like Penner or Besser. At the very least, Draisaitl has to go. At the very least, he does. Fox, Kulemin, and Asham will be the third line. Second line will be Omelette, Hart, and probably Andrews. And then top line will be Kaprizov, Besser, McDavid. Draisaitl's got to go. Draisaitl's got to go. Razor, take it easy, man. We will catch you later. Oh, Detroit. How would you like a nice shiny Leon Draisaitl? Favorite Seether song? Probably Remedy, but that's WWE related more than anything. Actually, there are some other half-decent Seether songs. Aren't there? General question, sorry, but you know. Favorite Seether song? I'm gonna go with Sold Me or Fallen. I'm gonna go with Sold Me. I did see, I did see Urinating Trees video on the Wild and the double AAF recap. Double AF recap, not AAF recap. That's redundant. All right, just see what we can do here. Almost. Almost. Oh, New York. Oh, New York. You might have a bad time here in a minute. You might have a bad time here in a minute. Okay, maybe not that bad of a time. Maybe not that bad of a time. J-Mac, that is a fair point that I could do that to get Andrew Chuck back for extremely cheap. However, I don't want Draisaitl on Calgary, and I'm willing to take a punishment of having to pay Andrew Chuck a little bit more for the sake of, you know, I'm willing to take the punishment for having been a little bit too hesitant to make my decision. That's also in line with the fact that, obviously, I'm paying attention to the chat a lot and, you know, everything else, but I'm willing to pay Andrew Chuck. I could have got him back for dirt cheap, that's correct, but I'm not too worried about it. Oh, goddamn menu lag, come on. Goddamn menu lag. I thought that would go through, to be honest. I thought that would go through. Still no. Wow, what about now? Just a bit low. Can make that work. So Draisaitl, 2 seconds and a third for their next 4 first-round picks. Leon, have fun in New York, who we beat in the Stanley Cup Final last year. Have fun in New York. That leaves us with $20 million in cap space. And we will probably look to make moves right now. Matter of fact, unfortunately with Andrew Chuck, I can't even knock down the money that far, you know? I can't knock it down all that far. But I'm going to offer him that contract, and we'll see if he accepts that over what Calgary is offering. Kravchenko. Still can't knock it down that far, but I'll try. Caden Goulet can stay for now. So, you know. See if that works. And again, won't even be able to knock the money down now that far. I would have had to, of course, you know, re-sign. I would have had to re-sign these guys throughout the regular season. But obviously, cap-wise, it wasn't the same situation. So, you know, Toogie should open a cafe. Well, funny you mentioned that. That's some sort of inside joke from the Discord that I'm not aware of, that I missed. Because I don't check my own Discord enough. I'm going to re-sign Lankow too, but probably for the express reason of trading him. We'll see if that goes through. We'll see what happens there. What does McDavid want for his extension next year? I don't care. He's staying. That's the correct answer. O'Mara's back. Goulet signed. Skula signed. Lankow signed. We are going to match Calgary's offer for Andrew Chuck. He's worth more than that. Kravchenko signed. Ivanov signed. Alright, so we basically ended up keeping everybody on cheaper one-year contracts, which I'm fine with. I wasn't going to do that had we not traded Draisaitl, but after trading Draisaitl, it made sense to. We have just under $3 million in the system. Every single player has been re-signed, and we're not done with trades or signing players just yet. So let's go ahead. Let me double check to see if there's anybody unsigned. Sandlak, unfortunately, is in the OHL. So I am going to have to sign some veterans to fill this out, but I'm not sure who I want. Actually, let me look at like 2 random forwards and defensemen that are veterans. Brad Marchand will not sit on the free agent list as long as I can help it. Marchand gets a contract. Patches gets a... Actually, you know what? Paul Byron. Former Portland Pirate. Paul Byron. You get a nice contract offer as well. And then for defensemen, Kevin Miller, you're coming back. I refuse to let you sit on the free agent list. And Jared Spurgeon wants 8. Oh, wow, he's still in 84. Fuck that. Fuck that. You know, Letang, you don't have to sit on the free agent list. You can be reunited with Marchand. It'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be fine. Let those guys sign and we should be okay. Perfect. Perfect. So finally, we can get to the start of a new season after almost 2 hours. The draft, which we had to do twice, and the free agent list took almost 2 goddamn hours. Fuck. Fuck. It's the only response to that. Oh, boy. But at least we found out a lot of different things tonight. At least we found out a lot of different things, right? Ah, damn. The upload for YouTube is going to be a bitch and a half. It's going to take a while to upload, at least. Good thing is, upload and render times aren't as bad for me as they used to be. If I was still on my old internet with, or fucking heaven forbid, I was trying to upload the quality of this video and render it on my old computer, it would have been like a 3-day process. Thankfully, not so much now. So the question is, what the hell is this team going to look like for this next season where we are going for the 4-peat? There's obviously a lot of pressure on Wallstead, and the second he underperforms, people are going to be calling for a trade. And actually, draft pick-wise, we have 5 first-round picks heading into next year. That's good. Goaltending-wise, Wallstead jumps to an 88. Tomek will be the backup. AHL is going to be Wolf and Gillies. No reason to sign anybody else. I actually am probably going to trade Wolf and sign somebody lower than Gillies to be that backup. So Wolf, unfortunately, you gotta go. Hopefully there's a team that needs a goalie. There normally is. And actually, I'm just going to have to look at total contracts here. Here we go. Columbus, if you can afford him. If you can afford him, of course they have the likes of, you know, they have the likes of certain traded players on their team. We don't have to talk about them, though. Let's go best lines. So let's sign somebody under a 70 to be the backup for the AHL club. Probably look for a random veteran that's available. Under a 70, John Muse, Keith Kincaid, Scott Darling. Oh, you're all so terrible. Let's see, Pedersen Wetzel, Eddie Pascale. Oh boy. Zane McIntyre. Good old Zane McIntyre. Oh, God. The quarterback at Dickinson College named Billy Berger. Solid. Couldn't call him Will. Couldn't call him Will. Gotta be Billy. Gotta be Billy. So defensively this year, we are shaping up like Jones, Orensky, McAvoy, Andreychuk, Kravchenko. Let's be honest, we'll probably get somebody at the deadline. Goulet and O'Mara will probably be given the chance, but let's be honest, we'll probably try to get somebody at the deadline. We don't have that much in cap space, but we have our ways. So let's say Goulet starts. It'll be O'Mara, Skula, Voros, Miller. Actually, how many? So yeah, we have 3. Nope, we have 4. 5 and 6. So AHL defense, we are set. Could probably deal Turgeon. He's not going to improve in time. So keep that in mind, and we'll probably get rid of him. Guys, stop being dumb in chat, would you? Stop being dumb. Don't make me slap you. Hornqvist is definitely not going to develop either. But I don't know who to trade him for. Good trade bait, though, to move up in the first round. And then forward-wise, we still have to get rid of people. But again, the top line's shaping up to be McDavid, Besser, Kaprizov. Second line will probably be Andrews, Ivanov, Penner? I don't even know. This is brutal. We have too many good people. Penner is worth keeping, too, because he's actually really good offensively. Okay. Remind me to trade Turgeon, because that has to happen. But as far as the forwards are concerned, We're about to get rid of a lot of high-value players. Out of pure necessity. Penner's actually a first-line player. Holy shit. That's insane. Okay. What the hell am I gonna do? Moran's 22 and 80, a low elite. He's gonna get traded. Good offensive awareness, everything else is lacking. He's gonna get traded. Blanchard, 21 low elite, 82 overall. That puck skills category is nuts. Okay, Josh, is a good chance you can stay. I don't know. I don't know. This is ridiculous. Moran's gotta go. There's a chance that Blanchard can stay. This is fucking insane. Okay. Omelet's not going anywhere. Fox isn't going anywhere. And Kulemin's probably not going anywhere. So I think Kailer, Langkow, Raskin, Blanchard are on the way out. Omelet's not going to be a third liner for long. Obviously. And that's what we have to consider, is that a lot of the guys we're tempted to trade here are going to be improving very quickly. Jesus. Jesus. Because even if we keep the top 12, right? And that's 10. 11 and 12 with Kulemin. The ones to get rid of would be Langkow, Raskin, Blanchard. How good's Kailer? Has a good shot. Listed as a grinder. He'd be a hell of a power forward. He was undrafted, too. The beautiful fruits of pick hoarding. Yeah, pretty much. Kailer is also strong defensively, you're not wrong. Kailer would be a really good fourth liner. The problem right now, of course, is if we have someone like Omelet on the third line, he's not going to get, you know, the offensive production isn't going to be where it's supposed to be. At least in theory. Sometimes, of course, third liners can outproduce second liners. This sucks. Like, it's a great problem to have, but it's still a problem. Like I said, I think we go McDavid, Besser, Kaprizov. Andrews, 21 medium elite. Ivanov's 22 medium elite. Andrews is a phenomenal playmaker. Could also be a two-way. Ivanov, well-rounded as a two-way. We're not going to get the most out of him, though. But Clarky, thank you for the follow. It'll pop up on screen in a second. Oh, 92 offensive awareness. Playmaking isn't out of control, but he would be a decent two-way. Penner is a pretty damn good point getter. Jimmy Hart is a ridiculous sniper. Asham's a ridiculous sniper. Omelet's a ridiculous sniper. Kailer defensively could be ridiculous. Maybe look at contracts as well. The majority of these players are on expiring deals next year. I'm quite sure. 1 year, 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. Every single year it's going to be extremely difficult. Every single year it's going to be difficult to keep this team together. Canadian, take it easy. Again, all of this in its lovely glory will be up on YouTube tomorrow. So that's good, I guess. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is rough. At least the defense is sorted. The obvious choice here, though, is to use a forward to trade and get another amazing defenseman for the season. Yikes. Just yikes. This is going to be bad. So I guess the first step. The first step is to commit to the fact that we're going to be trading Goulet. Probably going to be trading O'Mara. Probably going to be trading Turgeon. The question is to where. What team can afford to take them that'll still have draft picks? If anybody. I can't trade the three of them to separate, or to one team. It's going to have to be separate. So I don't think Columbus had anything left in terms of picks. They have their first round pick next year. Alright, Columbus, let's talk. Let's talk. And instead of that third round pick next year, I want that extra first. Is that enough? Just a bit low. 2 first round picks, 2 seconds, and a third for Goulet, O'Mara, and Turgeon. I'm gonna go ahead and add in your 4th rounder back into the deal. 4th round pick isn't defined as just a touch, which is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I think we can all agree it's a bit ridiculous. 2 4th rounders? We're reserving salary. Are you? I mean, I know, like, salary-wise, I'm kind of boosting it a little bit and you're in trouble salary-wise, but really? Fine, I'll take out that extra third. Damn it. Dallas. Klingberg, funny enough, might be the answer as far as defensemen are concerned, especially with how cheap he's going to be. We keep him for the season. He's got 3 years left. I don't want to retain salary on anybody, even though it's 1 year left on each of their deals. I'm going to double check to see if anybody has a good defenseman on the block. If not, John Klingberg is the answer, and we will probably make this deal with Dallas. The problem is, we have other high-value players that we're about to get rid of. And I don't know if there are enough draft picks in the world to equal out their value. John Klingberg is probably who we're picking up here. Just to, again, have this defense be absolutely stacked. Ryan Johansson still has a lot of value. Good for him. He hasn't regressed to a ridiculous extent yet. Sean Couturier has all the value in the world. Jesus. Jesus. Yeah, it's going to be Klingberg. It is going to be Klingberg. Winnipeg. Yeah. Alright, Dallas, let's talk. Goulet could still maybe pan out. I'm not about waiting for guys to pan out. I'm about winning cups. Right now. So what we're going to do... I'm going to use Goulet. Actually, I'm just going to use Turgeon in this deal, maybe. And I got to get rid of... Oh, fuck, I have to take somebody back, but it's fine, because I have to fill out the AHL anyway. Let me look for some random-ass forward. Low value, 1 year deal left, please. Parker. Perfect. Parker is perfect. And we... This is just so dumb to look at. We are going to be using... potentially Paris Hogan in this deal. Just to boost it a little bit more. I'm thinking Penner's got to go. I'm thinking that I use Penner in this deal, although if I use Paris Hogan... If I could use Paris Hogan... I can also package like Passy Rask in this deal. And the value will equal out. Then we're going to retain on Klingberg. See if that works. Spurgeon, take it easy, buddy. We will catch you later. So I'm going to use Turgeon, who's not going to pan out. Rask, who just doesn't have space here. And Paris Hogan, who I don't think will pan out. To get Klingberg, and probably a little bit more back in this deal. Unless they outright refuse to retain. Which could happen. Take out a second. Take out another second. Alright. So we're going to have to lose out on value here, but it's fine because we get Klingberg on a super cheap contract. Come on, Dallas. Dallas? You're getting to the point where you're going to screw yourselves over if you don't take this. Take the deal. Thank you. Thank you very much. John Klingberg, welcome to Edmonton. Our defense is now an absurd Jones, Werenski, McAvoy, Andreychuk, Klingberg, Kravchenko. I need to move Goulet and O'Mara. I could play them down in the AHL. They're going to be RFAs next year, though. I'd rather just get rid of them now. I think I'd rather just get rid of them now. Voros is technically medium top, 2 lowest overalls in 87. Indeed. I'm giving Wallstead every chance to succeed here. I'm gonna move these two because I don't think they're long-term answers anyway. The question is, where do we try to send them? Preferably not to a rival. New Jersey could be perfect. Again, I'm just gonna try to find Give me a second. I wonder if there is any way to pull this off. Kravchenko is going to be an RFA at the end of the year. And in Globe Elite, he probably won't get that much better. Just testing the waters. I'm not committing to anything. Just testing the waters. Just dipping in a toe before potentially taking a nice swim. Unfortunately, it might not work out in my favor, because New Jersey might not be the proper team to pull this off. Poirier makes too much. Osborne, though, it's worth a little bit too much. Do you have low-value defensemen? There you go. Korolev and Fenton. Both still make a little bit too much. So obviously that in and of itself won't work. However, we have a litany of high-value forwards and draft picks. Including Voros, who we can use for value. And a certain franchise goalie who I don't think will develop. And we have another franchise goalie who will. I wonder. You need a goalie too. You said you have two of our former goalies. How close is this to being a reality? Trade looks fair, but we don't want to retain. Oh, you're going to retain. You're going to retain. Let me tell you, you're gonna retain. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You are going to retain salary, New Jersey. You know it. I know it. Only one I'm worried about is giving up Kravchenko, but we have an immediate and better replacement. You will give up on this negotiation. It's gonna happen. I have all the picks in the world. It's gonna happen. And if it doesn't, you're fucking insane. It might not go through, actually. I don't know if O'Mara has more value than 2 first-round picks. Let's find out. If I get rid of Goulet. Can't do it. New Jersey refuses to give up. New Jersey refused to give up. I mean, if I'm New Jersey, I'd take that deal every day of the week. Just to hold on to an extra $3 million bucks, you get Kravchenko, who's almost as good, and 3 first-round picks. Apparently not, though. So, there goes that idea, which is fine. I was willing to lose out in such a big way on that trade, but it's okay. So our defense is still good. I'm still going to go with the idea of trading Goulet and O'Mara. That was the original idea here. That was the original idea here. Talking to New Jersey. I need to bring in a random-ass defenseman. Korolev for the year. I need to bring in 2 random-ass defensemen for the sake of just parking them in the AHL. It is going to be Korolev and Fenton. We'll look for draft pick compensation here. Go back to the first offer and slightly lower the salary. Could work. Could work, but for now, I at least want to get this first deal done. At least want to get this first deal done. I don't think that other first is going to go through. I'm going to try it for the 2 seconds. So first and 2 seconds for Goulet and O'Mara. They're going to win out on that deal in terms of value. Wow, they actually didn't take it. Okay. Take a nice 4th rounder instead. Saving our salary. Bullshit. I'm getting that first round pick, New Jersey. You can't stop me this time. I took no for an answer before. We're doing this. You don't have a choice. You're not Lou Lamoriello. You can't threaten me with murder. Wow, New Jersey's just not willing to budge. Lou Lamoriello back in town. He'd be in his 90s at this point, wouldn't he? Shit. Don't fuck with New Jersey is the message that we've learned today. How do you do arena management with a cheap-ass owner? You don't, because everything degrades way too quickly, so I don't play with arena mode on. Everything degrades way too quickly, and that's why you never see me play with that option on. Alright, Tirana. What can we do here? As we continue to just try and get this team set. Which is, I mean, again, we're not even probably halfway to getting this team set. As ridiculous as that is. There's just too much to do. There are too many moves to make. Take on those two nobodies. Try to get as many draft picks back as we can in the deal, which should be fine. Let's see how close we are with that. How about now? Sweeten it just a touch, you say. Well, it's funny. I can do that because I probably have too many goddamn picks anyway. Thank you, Toronto. So Goulet and O'Mara off to the Leafs. Goalie-wise, again, that's still set. Defensively, right now, it's Jones, Werenski, McAvoy, Andreychuk, Klingberg, Kravchenko. I was very tempted to try and trade for Noah Delamont, but I think we're good. I didn't even plan on being like, I'm going to look for another defenseman. It's just that Noah Delamont was there, right? So, it made sense. Delamont was there. Trying to get that deal done. Didn't happen. It's not as if our defense still isn't absolutely outrageous, and we still have control of guys like Andreychuk and Kravchenko, who are RFAs heading into next year. The problem here, though, that I'm having is that we still have way too many goddamn forwards for too few spots. Way too many. So as far as the safe options are concerned, McDavid, Besser, Andrews, Kaprizov are all safe. Hart safe. Asham, Omelette, Fox, Kulemin. I have 3 spots for the likes of Ivanov, Penner, Kallio, Langkow, and Blanchard. Where's Draisaitl? Draisaitl was just traded. Had to be, unfortunately. Ivanov. Really good two-way option. He's good defensively. The offensive awareness isn't bad. He'd probably put up points as a two-way. Penner, again, should be able to get us some goals, even though he has a lot of competition. Kallio, I agree with as well. Would be a great fourth-line two-way alongside Ivanov. Which leaves the likes of Penner, Langkow, and Blanchard. And it's worth keeping Penner. So I think Langkow and Blanchard are going to be on the way out. Is that 10? That is. I think that's our 10 this year. I think that's our 10 this year. Let me take a look. Let me take a look at what this is shaping up to be. So again, it's Kaprizov, McDavid, Besser. Probably run Ivanov on the third line. More than likely. We have too many goddamn good players. Again, I trust Penner to put up points. He did last year. He had 80 points last year. Not exactly in the mood to immediately ditch him. Kulemin should be able to put up points. Omelette should be able to. Jimmy's obviously great. Asham's obviously great. Fox has a pretty good shot as well, but it's not... Actually, is it more accuracy-based? It is. Fuck. Like I said, I love Kallio's defense. I love Ivanov's defense. I just don't know, out of that group... Man, I don't know. This is why you don't let Tuki do this without restrictions. Exactly. That's why every single one of my series has to have some sort of gimmick or restrictions or involves me not making trades at all. This is why. But we called it fixing Edmonton, so. Fuck. Who has Spencer Knight? Boston. That's where we traded him originally. Alright, hold on here. Asham is a great shot, but the offensive awareness is a little bit low. Trying to think of who's going to be on that second line. 84 offensive awareness, but a great shot. It should probably be Jimmy, especially too with what he did offensively in the playoffs last year. Technically, Asham's a second line guy as well. Not that it matters as much, because I mean, look at this goddamn team. Who's the best center? What exactly would this team look like with this combination of players? I think this is what the team's going to be this year. I think this is what the team's going to be this upcoming year. It's going to be Kaprizov, McDavid, Besser, Penner, Andrews, Hart, Fox, Omelette. I know that's not his name, it's a running joke at this point. And Kulemin, Kallio, Ivanov, Asham. Don't hire any scouts at all for the next franchise, only draft people based on central scouting. That's just dumb, though. That's just dumb, though, because you know we're... That's essentially, here, let the AI pick for you, which is fine. And I'm willing to do that, but then, okay, what are the rules with free agency? What are the rules with free agency, then? It can't just be, okay, let the AI pick for you. Because I'll still have ways to overcome it. If you allow me to take free agents, and if you allow me to trade, but if it's then just draft a glory AI edition, then what is there really to it? It's just whether or not the AI can draft me a winning team, and odds are probably not. You know? Really gonna go with the best Italian end of the play on the fourth line. At least to start the season, I think. It's either that or he's up to the second line and Kulemin's down to the other line. Which could work. I'm alright with, really, I mean, we have an 87 on the fourth line, for God's sakes. You know? Not to mention, this completely leaves out guys like Marleau, Blanchard, and Langkow. Which, I really like Aaron Marleau. And he actually had a decent season last year and was okay in the playoffs. Aaron Marleau might be... Man, he's really well-rounded, too. I forgot all about him. Fuck. This didn't get any easier. No drafting, no trading. Just sign free agents. I mean, I could probably build a winner out of that, too. You know? That's the goal at this point. Viewers come up with a challenge series to see if I can somehow avoid not building an amazing team. A winner's a whole different topic of discussion because of how the RNG works in this game, but still. I don't know who the hell I'm getting rid of. Penner's not going to get any better and has capped out, but he's capped out as an amazing player. Waivers to glory. I mean, I'd have to sign people because I'd have to re-sign players. So, checkmate, atheist. Marlowe's probably not going to get any better, but he is a well-rounded team. Or a well-rounded team. He's a well-rounded player on a well-rounded team. Kallio's same thing. Not going to get that much better, but is good defensively. I gotta be honest, having Ivanov, Marleau, and Kallio could be a winning fourth line. But that causes extreme issues. Like, I know Langkow, Blanchard, Moran, those three are on the way out. Draft to glory, only 7th rounders. I mean, you've seen how many players, though, I've drafted that have been good out of the 7th round. It's just whether or not they're over 200th in projections, in which case they always end up being worse than what the game's showing. So, I mean, we know how that works at this point. Only defensemen played as forwards. People have been asking for that for a while. As long as the morale system's not on, it's possible. Oh, boy. New Jersey, we need to talk again. We need to talk again. I think you're the only team where this is going to work out for me. And no, it's not for Delamont, although I wish. Oh, just give me random defensemen to fill out this roster. Thank you. I'll take some draft picks back and everything will be great. Everything will be great. Hopefully get your first rounder next year as well, even though you don't want to trade it. Apparently not. I'll take a first and a second. I don't need that much back. Let's be honest, I already have the assets. Are you shitting me? New Jersey, how valuable could those players next year be? Pittsburgh, please. Pittsburgh, please. You're killing me. You're killing me here. This is so rough. Oh, God. I don't even need necessarily defensemen. Just, please. Complain to Glory. Keep to Glory. Until EA makes a decent franchise mode. Hey, we're gonna push them in the right direction, man. We're gonna keep pushing them in the right direction. Alright, Pittsburgh. Alright, Cademan to Glory. Again, it had to be a realistic possibility. And unfortunately here, I am going to take a massive L on this deal with Pittsburgh, but that's fine. Yeah, I'll take a massive L on that, but I had to get rid of people. And unfortunately, the AI has done a pretty good job of balancing out their roster. I think that's Austin Watson. You can get the hell off my team. So Marlowe's the only other guy that I'm concerned about. So again, we have our 10, 11, 12, and then 13. Somebody is going to be the odd man out this year. And I don't know who it's going to be because I think I want my 4th line to be Kallio, Marlowe, Ivanov. Because they're more defensive. Which means somebody else has to go. And I don't know who that's going to be. I genuinely don't. Whoops, shit. I didn't think it was going to keep me at that screen. Back to proposed trade. Alright, let's settle in here. Settle in. Find what we're going to do. In terms of overall, Penner's not going to get any better, but he almost doesn't have to. It seems kind of crazy to want to keep Kallio and Marlowe, but they're going to be good for the 4th line to change things up. Kulemin's not going anywhere. I really don't want Fox to go anywhere because he can keep getting better. Guess it would kind of make sense to get rid of Penner, but he had a really good year last year. It was at the very least okay. He has been traditionally pretty good in the playoffs for us. Ending up with Ouellette here did not help. That did not help our problems. I really didn't need him, but EA deserved what they got after the crash. Ending up with him has really complicated our entire team build, because then otherwise we'd be fine. He's the one extra player that's really causing issues. I mean, again, Kulemin's not going anywhere. Fox, Asham, like, none of those guys are going. It makes sense for it to be Penner or Kaprizov, but Kaprizov is such a dominant offensive force in the regular season. It's Marlowe's defense. It's really good. That's why I'm tempted to keep him. Oh, God. I don't know who else we could possibly get rid of. I think it would have to be Penner. He's not going to get any better. He's got 2 years left. I mean, the insane roster turnover is going to continue. It has to. It's also the last year of McDavid's deal, so remember that. But I'm not worried about the future. I'm worried about year to year and what gives us the best chance to win. I'm just not sure what gives us the best chance to win. Let's see, Kulemin. I can't get rid of like any of these guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. Ivanov, of course, on that 1-year deal. Might be the weakest offensively, but is a little bit decent defensively. Not sure how much better he's going to get, but that shooting category just isn't there. Again, I can't get over the idea of Ivanov, Kailer, and Marlowe as the 4th line. I think that'll do really well for us. There's no reason to do a pull. There's clearly a right answer here. And it's either trading Penner or Ivanov. That's it. The problem is Penner's not going to get any better, but he's already a proven point producer. But we have talent that's coming up behind him that might be even better. I think it's going to be better. I think it's going to be Penner that gets dealt. The big issue now, of course, is finding a team that I haven't already made a trade with. Although, we're not done improving the defense. We're not done. We are not done. I'm going to use Penner, Kravchenko, and Hornqvist to bring in a defenseman. Because why not? Because why not? Don't save Edmonton. Too late. We've already won 3 cups in a row, and there's a good chance we're winning our 4th. There's a real good chance that we're going to be winning our 4th this year. Lindholm, you're 31, so no thank you. What the fuck? Why did we go back to Anaheim? That was really weird. Oh, that's right. I started on a lower team than that. Whoops, never mind. Rasmus. Might just be the guy. He might just be Cale Makar. Not quite to the same level. Not quite to the same level. Looking at Rasmus, we're looking at Makar. Aaron Ekblad, I doubt, is a major point getter. He's also 29. Yeah, not to the same level. And Vanainen, yeah. Remember when people wanted me to trade for Vanainen and I said no? Thankfully. Let's see, Nashville, New Jersey. How has Delamont produced so far point-wise? Not bad. Not bad. New Jersey's defense is looking really good at this point, too. Hot Sam Bacho. How's Shabatawa done? 50 points, not bad. Franchise-level potential players must be on the team in some way. Yeah, it's could end up being eventually impossible, so no. It might be literally impossible to acquire a franchise player, and in this case, we'd lose the challenge. It needs to be something that is possible without it being, you know... It needs to be possible without it being literally impossible, if you get what I mean. Like, the idea of, like, oh, you have to have a franchise player on your team no matter what. There might be literally nothing I could do on my part to get to the point where I would be able to get a franchise player if we didn't have one. And then if we had one, I'd just hold on to that player with the $20 million trick every year, and it would no longer be a challenge. Of course, I wouldn't have to use the $20 million bucks. I'm just saying as an example. Only took it would spend 3 hours on the offseason. It's been 2.5. It's been 2.5. It's not my fault the game crashed. This would have been over with, had the game not crashed. And had you guys not been so distracting. Alright, Buffalo. Let's see what we can do here, shall we? Let's see what we can do here. I know that puts you in the negative cap. Don't worry. I can solve that. I can solve that issue. We'll figure it out together. We'll figure it out together. I'll take Granlund and Hedman. And let's go ahead and find out how close to a deal we are, shall we? By me testing the waters with some draft picks. Not sufficient at all. Really? Really? They don't want to retain. What about now? What about now? I think you want to retain, Buffalo. Call it a hunch. But much like New Jersey, I think you need just a little bit of motivation, that's all. I'm willing to lose this deal in terms of, you know, in terms of the value involved. I'm willing to lose this deal. Because it means we're going to win this year. You just need that little... Oh, now all of a sudden you're saving for free agency, are you? I see how you spin the wheels there. Now all of a sudden we're saving up for free agency next year. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Piss off with that, oh, we're saving up for free agency next year shit all of a sudden. You would have said that from the start. That game, oh, this game sometimes is so frustrating. It should say that immediately, should it not? Not like, oh yeah, no, it's close, we're considering it. Oh, is the door off? Are you at least a point producer? Not really. Alright. That's fine. You can still use Voros. I don't need to. They're not going to accept it if they're not accepting that. That's the problem. It's not a matter of I didn't give them enough value. It's just once you get hit with that message, it's literally we're not going to accept the trade. Doesn't matter who the hell you use. Cale Makar. 60-point getter. 3 years left. Colorado. Care to talk? Care to talk? We're in fucking over-the-top ridiculous mode right now. You could help. You could help that out even more, Colorado. Evil Empire expansion mode. Draft the best overall in each year, sign free agent no matter what. That's a good way to end up with a horrible cap. Alright, Colorado. Let's go to the... God, I fucking hate that glitch where you have to hit over again for no reason. It is quite annoying. And it's been in the game now for like 3 years, and it's just, I'm over it. I am over it. Colorado, I think you want to accept this. It's a player I can't use, a defenseman that's worse than the one I'm getting back. Colorado, I think you want to do this trade. I think you do. Kravchenko or Hornqvist is never going to develop. The fuck? I didn't even hit a button there. What the hell? That's weird. Colorado, I think you want to do this trade. I don't care if you don't want to retain. Don't you tell me you want to fucking save up for cap. That's not going to happen. I am getting Cale Makar on half salary. It's happening. This is happening. The Titanic's going down. You already hit the berg. You can't stop it. Give me Cale Makar on half salary. Give me Cale Makar on half salary. I have all the assets in the world to make it happen. Thank you. Thank you for coming to your senses. Cale Makar, welcome to oil country. Welcome to oil country, Cale. How are you? It's good to have you here at under $4 million per. So our defense this year is Jones, Werenski, McAvoy, Makar, Andrechuk, and John Klingberg. Forward core is going to be McDavid, Besser, Andrews, Kaprizov, Ivanov, Hart, Asham, Ouellet, Marlowe, Kallio, Fox, and Kulemin. Good stuff. So, let's see what the team looks like in full. Let's see what the team looks like in full, shall we? Shall we? It's going to be Kaprizov, McDavid, Besser. I believe it is going to be Marleau, Kailer, and Ivanov on the fourth line. Second line is going to be... It's actually a tough call. Hart can be the sniper. Andrews could be a playmaker or a two-way. It could be Asham. And will be Asham to start the year. Third line is Fox, Kulemin, and Omelette. Who has the best face-offs? You do. Who has a better shot between Marleau and Kailer? Marleau does. That's going to be the fourth line setup. Third line is going to have Omelette at center. Perfect. Actually, is Jimmy a better center? He is not. That is the team that is going to attempt to win 4 straight Stanley Cups. The only question is whether or not the goaltending is strong enough. Comes down to Wallstead after taking over for Demko. That is the question. But that is the team for this year. As far as the AHL is concerned, I think I still have room to sign better players to make it better. New backup, we don't need them. Injuries are off. We're going all in with Wallstead. Although, funny enough, now I do have $9 million in cap available, so I think I could technically afford Demko. It just wouldn't have been able to be, you know, it wouldn't have been possible for that to happen. So, let's see. So the AHL, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I need to sign 2 more high-rated players to make that team a little bit better. Where did Demko end up? I didn't check, and I should have. We'll check midway point through the season, because we still got a little bit of time. A little bit of time before I'm going to switch over to Resi for a little bit. So I need the 2 best forward saves before it crashes again. The auto-save would have kicked in after one of the trades, so I'm feeling alright. Do I want to go for best available or random veteran? We already signed random veteran. Let's go for best available. Let's bring in Sammy Blais for the year. And let's bring in Devontae Smith-Pelly. 33-year-old DSP. We should be good. I hope. So we have a couple of free agents that'll be signed. Yeah, GM, you, whatever. There we go. Alright, let's set up the AHL. And we're going to be set. We are going to be set. So the AHL. You know, the team that we're totally focused on for this season is Gillies and McIntyre. The defense is Foros, Skula, Miller, Motzko. Is Motzko ours? He is. We traded for him. Okposo and Smobby. Smaby. He's good. So Letang doesn't get to play. I don't care. Forward-wise, Pole, are you going to be in the lineup over a prospect? I don't know. Is Frazee ours? He definitely is. Bring him in. My GM rep dropped, even though it's not a thing anymore, right? Gotta love that holdover. Henry and Darling do not matter. Parker did he not? Nope. High bottom 6. Don't care. Do we have any centers that are out of the lineup that shouldn't be? Valentenko is not ours. Cool. So basing everything off of overall, let's roll with the team. Holmstrom is ours, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Let's roll with the team that looks something like this. Something like that. Center's going to be Byron. Have Marchand on the right. Nothing but righties. Really? Fuck it. DSP, go to the top line. I like my team set up the way they are, damn it. Let's see. Third line. Probably McLeod at center. Now that he's back with the team that drafted him. We'll have Esposito on the right. Beautiful. I only going to sim 1 year tonight? Probably, with how long this is taking. I don't think we have time for anything else. My GM rep, when it all costs. Oh yeah, my reputation, which is totally in the dumps after winning 3 straight Stanley Cups. Oh no. No GM's gonna want to trade with me. Oh, is that because my rep dropped, or is it because I've been fleecing them for seasons now? Seasons. Season. Alright, Jakin is still the captain. Byron's an alternate. Marchand's an alternate. I'm good with that. Only NHL tonight? No, I'll be switching to Resident Evil 2. We're back on track with that. It's been a little bit since I played it, just because of, you know, random ass schedule and everything. The only other thing I was tempted to do, I gotta edit the trade block, is to not get hampered. Hampered? Hampered. Hinder or impede the movement or progress of. Okay. Couldn't remember if hampered was a word, but damn it, can I build super teams. So that works out. I think it's because I was confusing hampered with laundry hamper. Not my brightest moment. Not my brightest moment. Everything is good to go. We should be fine. To the start of the regular season we go. Ivory, take it easy. We'll catch you later. This is going to be the longest episode, I think, of this Oilers run. Renee Omelette. Oh, the phones were hilarious. The phones were great. I'm assuming, Ivory, that's what I'm going to check. I'm going to guess the goalie ratings are a little bit lower. Probably not straight 100s. But it's going to be relatively close. Let's find out against the Minnesota Wild what our ratings are for this year. 100, 192. We won 70 games last year. I don't know what we're going to be capable of this year. We're about to find out. Only thing to check, again, trade block is fine. Let me double check the scouting. Again, I'm going to check Demko once we're further along, so I don't have to sit there and hunt every team. We'll just find out. Gotta use them ears. Edit lines, view lines, everything is fine. Oh, that's right, the one thing I was going to do was double check position types, which I should totally do for the sake of the power play and making sure everything is good to go. So we're not going to get to start the sim for another 5 minutes or so, but that's okay. That's how it goes. So I'm good with Besser being a playmaker, even though technically he's a better sniper. Could technically be a two-way, but that's the thing, even as a playmaker, he put up a ton of points last year. I'm alright with Kaprizov and McDavid both being, or Kaprizov and Besser both being playmakers. Just feed Connor the puck. Like Tucker and Hey Arnold. I think they're good. Like I said, I don't put a ton of stock into the whole, oh, playmaker sniper two-way thing, because it is just random. But, you know, it can't hurt to set it up that way, but I truly don't think it does anything. I think it better just to have someone set up with the... I mean, granted, the way to test that is just to have everyone set up as enforcers, even like a Besser, to see how well he plays and puts up points. So the only thing I'm going to do for the moment is just change position types. So like Jimmy's going to a left wing. Asham's fine. Lemon is going to a right wing. Fox is going to be a left wing. Kallio's good. Ivanov needs to be a center. And Marlowe needs to be a right wing. That's all we got to change. Just so I can go best lines. And everything's good to go. And if I notice somehow that the team is underperforming, I'll double check like player types or whatever. Trade for the better backup. We have the cap space to do it, but again, I'm showing faith in Wallstead. We don't need anybody behind him. He's the guy. He's the guy. Plus, I'm not even sure how good of a goalie it would take to get the 99 rating because of how weird the ratings are in this game. So, little talks I've had, and hopeful that they'll be changing up the rating system heading into next year to make it a bit more spot on and not overly ridiculous. With every team, every NHL team having like 90 ratings and stuff. Which which is nuts. Ivanov over to center. We got Marlowe, Fox, and Kulemin. Marlowe needs to be a right wing. See if McDavid with 99 points scores any points. He did last year. He did last year, which is why I'm thinking there's definitely something to that. Because he had a ridiculous season last time out. Absolutely ridiculous. Kulemin needs to be a right wing. There's the man, Vladimir Kulemin. Our original choice, and then there was a certain franchise player that came along. Thanks to EA's giving me a second opportunity to trade up. And it's gonna be Fox who goes to left wing. Good old Reese Fox. Number 54. As a forward. Kinda weird. Alright. Let's do this. I just need to go best lines on the team, then reestablish everything, but it's good to go. This way too, the power play lines and everything will be set up. I had 90 and 86. The rating was like 95 or 96. Yeah, I was gonna say, I had a feeling it would take a little bit to set up the team as I'd prefer. There we go. Defensively, it has Werenski, McAvoy, which I don't want to do. I want to keep those two together. There we go. We are good to go. Let's see what happens. Again, we won 70 games last year. Let's start in on this season. See what we're dealing with. It is the best version of this team we have had, with the exception of an unproven starter who, as a backup, was phenomenal. As a backup, Wallstedt has been great over the past 2 seasons while we've had him in that role behind Thatcher Demko. The question is he good enough to lead the team as we pick up our first loss of the season after winning 5 straight? We lose 4-2 to the Bruins. No guarantees, of course, Wallstedt was in goal for that one. I don't really care much to check out your whole central scouting. Who's worried about scouting when you're about to win a Stanley Cup, you know? Hopefully. First shootout loss of the year against... oh, back-to-back shootout losses. Back-to-back. 8-1-2. Only one loss. One loss. In regulation through the opening month of the season. 10-1-2. And there we go. We lose to Tampa. 2 regulation losses on the year. I do believe, especially with those overtime losses, we're a little bit behind last year's pace. But, man, 1-0 shutout. Shutout loss. You got to figure, though, too. Last year, Demko, Wallstedt. This year, the backup goalie's a little bit weaker on paper. He had good numbers, which is why I signed him. But there is a chance for us to lose more games this year because of the goaltending being a little bit spottier. Another 70-win season. I think we're a little bit too far behind that pace. We've lost, what, 4 times already in regulation this month? I don't think we're hitting 70 this year. 60 is possible, but despite this team technically being better rated, we've lost, I believe, 5 times now this month in regulation. And I think that's already going to disqualify us. I'm not sure exactly what the record was last year, but we already have more losses this season than all of last year, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure we already have more losses this year. 58-62 wins. Seems possible. Can't lose more than 12 already. Yeah, well, there you go. Fair point. We have 9. I'm not, in terms of losses, I'm talking regulation and whatever else, so. Besser's killing it. But again, we're still not extremely far ahead. Might be for the lack of Leon Draisaitl on that first line. Wasn't it 76-3? That wouldn't add up to 82 now, would it? Oh, so that top line's killing it. Every single one of them has 30 points. I am going to look for Demko here. But, wow. Ralph Penner is tied for the league scoring. thanks to being next to Mikko Rantanen and Nathan MacKinnon, we get rid of Ralph Penner. He's outperforming every single member of our team. And Thatcher Demko leads the league in wins. He ended up going to San Jose. Alright. Alright. San Jose reunites Demko. Well, they can't reunite Demko with Pool Party. Very interesting developments early on. Ralph Penner tied for the league lead in scoring. Demko leading the way for goaltenders in terms of wins. Very interesting. How's Wallstead doing? I'm afraid to look, which is why I'm not going to. Demko's played a few games extra. That's true, but still, to see Demko that high up isn't that surprising. But it is always concerning to see players that we got rid of doing that well. So, we'll see. It's still a really good record, but obviously, you know, when we lose 4-0, that's on the offense for not scoring a goal. And then we lost 8-5. Despite this team being better on paper, we are still struggling here in certain aspects. I'm probably going to stop the sim here on January 1st. And maybe we'll look at player types just to see if that can kind of spark anything with the team. But 29, 9, and 4. 29, 9, and 4. And we're still in first place by 10 points over the Sharks. Who again have Demko, have Puljujärvi. Let's see how Wallstead's doing. Not bad, but not great. And Tomek's been amazing as a backup. He can't believe he's playing behind a team this good. Wallstead's slipping up a little bit. It's his first year as the starter. He's not off to a flying start. Kaprizov's killing it. McDavid's killing it. Besser's doing really well. 20 points for Jimmy. Andrews is killing it. Asham has 15 goals. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Werenski's putting up points. I have no complaints. It's just that the goaltending hasn't quite been on point. And the closer we get to the deadline, one could argue the offense could be performing even better if I were to change up the player types, but we're going to leave it as is because I want to get to the deadline because you have to wonder how soon the calls for reacquire Demko will be made. Again, we had won 3 straight cups with Thatcher. You guys voted to let him go in favor of Wallstead. And that appears to be our team's biggest weakness as we have lost 3 games in a row. 3 losses in a row for this super team. Which again, it's not as if a 31-12-5 record is that bad, but when we won 70 games last year, and we make the team better on paper, to see us struggling like this, it's rough. We did trade Ralph Penner to get Cale Makar. Some might call it as overkill, but we had elite level players to get rid of. We had too many forwards. Could have held on to him. Lawson Krause on waivers. Oh boy. One could argue we could have just sent them down to the AHL, but didn't want to stunt their growth. Easier to just get rid of them, get the most out of their value. Reacquire assets. 36-12-5 as of February 1st. Gonna be very, very interested to see what our record is in 3 weeks on the deadline. We approach 40 wins. We're 2 away. Barring a horrible collapse, we'll at least have 40 wins before the deadline. And one Krause is meant to be great. Indeed. Then the league said, power forwards. Not that they can't skate next to McDavid. It's a fair point. 4 first-rounders for Demko. I still have assets to get back Demko easily. Easily. Including draft picks. 42 wins. Coming up on 8 days before the deadline. Which the game is stuck Loading up whatever. Thank you. Why don't you trade waiver guys for picks? What, in terms of picking someone up and immediately trading them? It's a waste of time. I don't need the draft picks. And Demko's not going to be worth anything. I don't feel like wasting time to pick up a 4th round pick. Am I getting this in the playoffs? Probably not. Probably hit you with that cliffhanger I was going to hit you with before. Need to let Demko go and be free. Well, we've hit 45 wins as of the deadline. I would assume we're the league's best. 96 points already. Besser's over point a game, of course. Let's take a look at certain stats here. Number 1 in the Pacific. Number 1 in the league by 3 points over Buffalo. We're not scoring as many goals as we did last year, though. We averaged almost 4 goals a year. This year we're at 3.35. So, goal scoring's down a little bit. Goals against average is still the lowest in the league. That's our big issue, actually. It's not necessarily defense and goaltending. The goals against number is still the lowest in the league. It's not as, exactly as low as it was last year. We're just not scoring to the same ridiculous extent. Our power play is still the best in the league at 25%. Our penalty kill at 83% isn't top-notch, but it's up there. And we're 9-0-1 in our last 10. So the big question is, offensively, who's letting us down? Who is letting us down? Wallstead has a 928. It's not Wallstead. And it's not Tomek. The goaltending and the defense is held up. Only reason we're not on that 70-point pace is that the offense isn't exactly at the same level. Our defense is more than capable of putting up points. There's almost not enough of the puck to go around, but that said, even if the defense is scoring more and taking away from the offense, the points could still be at the same rate as last year, and they're not. Kaprizov has 33 goals. He is a little bit behind his pace from last year. That might have been the mistake right there. Keeping Kaprizov over Penner. Kaprizov's numbers are down. His numbers, of course, were trailing off in the playoffs. He's not shooting to the same level as he was in the prior years. That could be viewed as the mistake, is not getting rid of Kirill Kaprizov. McDavid, though, in fairness, point-a-game pace, but not on the same pace as he was last year. Is he going to put up 20 points in 19 games? Probably. But, which would mean he would be on the same pace, but Besser as well. Should hit the same point total as last year, I'd like to think. Jimmy, doing alright. He should have 40 to 50 points by the end of the season. Andrew Andrews on 57 points. He should hit last year's total, I'd like to think. Asham, doing better than last year, but that's not difficult for him to do. Reese Fox, more points already than he had in his rookie year last year. Omelette with 27 points, which isn't too bad for a rookie. In fairness, and I left him as a power forward. I think we need to change up the player types. I think we need to change up some of the player types, and that'll spark the offense up a little bit more. The big thing with Kaprizov. He's always more of a goal scorer. McDavid, though, just isn't quite on the same goal-scoring pace. Despite being a sniper, he's not shooting as much. Omelette's an 88, indeed he is. He's a first-line guy. Look at that center depth, though. So, I mean, with Kaprizov, playmaker or sniper, regardless, he's fine. It gets him into more of an offensive role. Same with McDavid. We want McDavid to be the guy shooting the puck on that line, even if Kaprizov is the one shooting the puck more frequently, from what I could tell. 236 shots for him. McDavid with 147. Besser's taken more shots than McDavid. Just kind of crazy. Alright. Tell you what, I'll be back in a second. We'll figure out this team. I'm going to sim to the end of the playoffs. Or not to the end of the playoffs, sim to the end of the regular season. See how we're doing. Set up the playoffs, and then I'm switching to Resi. So give me a second. I'll be right back. I need a drink, and I need to think. Rhyming! Anyway, as far as the team is concerned, I just don't know if I want to change up Kaprizov. I want McDavid to be the sniper on that line, but he's just not. He's just not doing it. It might be safer to have him be a playmaker. I feel like last year was just kind of a fluke with him scoring that much. Technically, Kaprizov, minus the shot power, has the same accuracy. That is some squeaky chair. Fair point. Fair point. Alright, I got an idea. I'm gonna test something out here. I'm gonna test something out. It could hurt Brock Besser, but it didn't hurt Draisaitl. Kaprizov is gonna go to a sniper. Just to try and, you know, capitalize on him shooting all the goddamn time. McDavid's gonna be a playmaker. And Besser's gonna be a two-way. Still think this team beats anybody? I hope so. Jimmy Hart. Andrew Andrews and Yahir Asham. Hart has the best shot. Hart has the best shot. He should not be a two-way. We're gonna have Hart be a sniper. Try to make the most of that shot. He also has a slightly higher offensive awareness than Asham. Which means I probably want Andrews to be a playmaker rather than a two-way. I'm gonna have Asham go back to a power forward. He's a little bit defensive. Have him be that rather than a two-way. Try to get that decent mix. Not relying on him to score as much. Third line, Reese Fox has a crazy shot. The puck skills are terrible. Just terrible. It's pretty much the only way Fox is valuable is to be a sniper like he is. Which means, if we're looking for a playmaker, that's going to be Omelette. And yes, I typed Omelette. He's going to be a playmaker even though he's a pretty good sniper, just to get him into a more offensive role. And I think having Kulemin still be a power forward isn't a terrible way to go for him. The third line of Kailer. He's listed as a grinder, which isn't that bad, but I'm still going to change him over to a two-way. Actually, how has he been producing as a grinder? Not too bad. Takes penalties, though. Ivanov as a playmaker. Ivanov as a playmaker, Marlowe as a sniper isn't that bad. Or I can just make them all two ways for the sake of trying to have them be on the penalty kill. That's the plan, I think. Just have a trio of two-way forwards, even though they're all offensively capable. We'll see if that works. Elisa, welcome back. As far as the team is concerned, Werenski is a two-way. Makes sense, he could be an offensive defenseman. Jones is definitely offensive. McAvoy is definitely a two-way. Cale is definitely offensive. Andrechuk's a two-way. Klingberg's offensive. Werenski as a two-way works for the sake of balance. So let me change up these forward player types. I don't think we're going to make any change at the deadline. Honestly, the only move to make would be to improve the goaltending in terms of having a better backup, but our backup's been absolutely phenomenal. I didn't want to go to trade player. So I think we're good. I honestly think we're good. I think it's fine. And hopefully, this can generate that slight bit more of an offensive spark, which is ridiculous to say because we are averaging the most goals per game in the league. But you can never have too much offense. So McDavid's going back to a playmaker after we seemingly fixed him last year by changing him to a sniper. Was Cale 99 offensive awareness? He was. So even though his shooting is a little bit low, like his shooting category is a little bit low, he still has that 99 offensive awareness. This is what I'm worried about though, man. Changing McDavid from a sniper and changing Besser from a playmaker to a two-way. That could backfire. Not the two ways can't produce. I mean, you look at what Draisaitl had last year. Still not worth 13 million bucks, but you get the point. Kaprizov's going to be a sniper again. What's the record for most cups in a row? I believe it is 5. With Montreal. Kaprizov going back to being a sniper. We'll see what happens. We shall see. I cannot believe it is 2:10 in the morning already. The hell. Omelet, you're going to be a playmaker. We're already most of the way there. Lot of pressure this year, though, to win. Lot of pressure this year, though, to win. A lot of new faces, a lot of young faces, a brand new goaltender. Not brand new, but brand new to being a starter. Don't know if we have what it takes. I hope we do. Jimmy Hart, you need to be a sniper. Because you can pinpoint megaphone shots like no one's business. Jimmy Hart. That beautiful mustache. Because of course we had to give him the mustache. We did that last time. Andrews actually needs to be a playmaker. I gotta go back up to him. And Andrews and Omelet being that good already. Ridiculous. What are the odds, too, that the player named Andrew Andrews becomes a 90 overall for us? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm glad it happened. But still. What are the odds? What are the odds? So Andrews is good. As a playmaker. Omelet was changed to a playmaker. Hart is a sniper. Asham needs to be a power forward, which I think is what he was drafted as. We changed him to a sniper, but just to see if there's anything to this whole, like, hey, look for the proper balance thing, which, again, in prior years I would have agreed. Then again, with the amount of leftover systems that they've had from older GM modes, as we've seen tonight, that are still in the game, hey, maybe there is something to that, right? Marlowe needs to be a two-way. This game take into account retired numbers for each team. It does. It does. So, obviously, if a player has the number here, it'll auto-change it. But yeah, retired numbers are a thing in the game. They are indeed. No number 4 on Boston. Or 77. Or 8. Or, like, every number. Every number. If you want a number on Montreal or Boston, you are shit out of luck. Alright, Ivanov is going to a two-way. Sake of, you know, trying to improve that defense. And Kailer is the last one. And I'm going to sim the rest of this season before we call it quits for tonight. Or the menu lag can kick in and we can go down to Cool Lemon again. Everyone loves Cool Lemon. The best flavor. Cool Lemon. Cool Lemon. Am I just wasting time? Yes. But that's okay. Kallio. No longer a grinder. Be a bit more offensive. Now, the best part is, if we lose here, maybe it's because we traded Kailer. Maybe it's because we traded Klefbom. Or Penner, who might sink us in the playoffs. Or Demko might directly sink us in the playoffs. Because there's a decent chance that we're on a collision course with San Jose. Which would suck. As far as the team is concerned, again, let's go best lines. Kaprizov, Hart, Fox, and Kallio. McDavid, Andrews, Arlette, and Ivanov. Besser, Asham, Kulemin, and Marlowe. Defense is Werenski, Jones. Makar and McAvoy, or McAvoy and Makar. Andrew, Chuck, Klingberg. So Marlowe's actually in on the power play. In terms of offensive stats, which is kind of nuts. Penalty kill is Ivanov, Kallio, Arlette, and Besser now. Alright, how's Penner doing right now? Don't know, we traded him. We'll find out at the end of the season. I'll still look at the stats. But he was leading the league the first time we checked. Or at least tied for the league lead. For the first time in a long time at the deadline, we are keeping the team the same. Let's see if our slight little tweaks there are enough to get this team back on its goal-scoring pace, and we lose to San Jose rather quickly after the deadline, only putting up 1 goal. So we did just lose to Demko and San Jose. Next game, we beat them 5-1. Why do I feel like that's exactly how the playoff series would go? With just drastic differences game to game. We are on course to hit 60. No 70, though. No record season, despite this team being better in nearly every way. But it's not about the regular season. It's about the playoffs. As a Patriots fan, I can tell you that. 16-0 doesn't mean a damn thing. It does, though. Miami can kick rocks. Screw you, Mercury Morris. Shootout loss to Colorado. We rebound with a couple of wins. We need to win all 3 games here to actually hit 60 wins. We might falter. We beat Anaheim. Can we beat Vegas? Yes, we can. Can we beat the Rangers? Yes, we can. So we do hit 60. No 70-win season this time. But we should have led the NHL with a 60-win year. 60, 13, and 9. Just goes to show how magical last year's team was. Brock Besser led this team in points in the regular season. Nobody broke 100. 90 points was the limit. Again, the goal scoring just wasn't quite to where it was last year. San Jose, Vancouver, and Vegas all make the playoffs. Winnipeg, St. Louis, Colorado, Nashville. The Atlantic is Boston, Buffalo, Ottawa, Toronto, and Florida, Metro, Philadelphia, Columbus, and New Jersey. We were the best team in the league by 18 points. Not too bad. Worst team in the league for the record was Arizona. We averaged 3.48 goals for per game, the highest in the league, one of just 5 teams to average 3 or more per game. Goals against, we were the only team under a 2, I assumed, and I was very much correct. A 1.98, which was about as good as last year. The difference this year, shockingly to me, is that the offense didn't produce to the same level. You take out Draisaitl, but you factor in some of the crazy additions to this team, mainly in terms of young talent. Maybe there is something to those poise ratings after all. Our power play was at 26.5%, easily the best in the league by 2 more goals, although we had a lot fewer attempts than Vegas. And our penalty kill was at 85.4%, 4th best in the league, so the penalty kill improved down the stretch. We're on an 8-0-2 run heading into the playoffs. Very much still the favorites heading into these playoffs, where we will be looking for our 4th cup in a row. Besser, 91-point season with 31 goals, so he had a down year from the year before. Mainly in terms of goals, though. He put up more assists. Playoff-wise, I mean, 30 points in 22 games. The expectations were very high, especially with what we're paying him. McDavid in the contract year goes from 100-some-odd points. Actually, that was 2 years ago already. 95 points last year to 88. A little bit concerning. Kirill Kaprizov, 46 goals, 85 points, down from the 93 and 52 goals he had last year. Double A, 63 points, which I believe is a career high. I'm going to look just at forwards here for the moment. Omelette with 41 points, 23 goals in his rookie year. Hart and Fox at 38 each. Asham and Marlowe at 37. So the secondary production, in terms of points, not quite there. But I imagine quite a few of the assists went to our defensemen. Kulemin with 28 points in his rookie year. 25 for Ivanov, 21 for Kailer. This is the lowest on the team. We had 6 20-goal scorers this year and 1 40-goal scorer. Power play points as well. I mean, it was the big names that really contributed. And as far as the defense is concerned, I mean, 56 points for Werenski, 51 for Jones, 43 for Makar, 25 for Andreychuk, 22 for McAvoy. Only 20 points for John Klingberg. That might have been a move that we didn't necessarily have to make. Goaltending-wise, a 930 for Wallstead. He was ready for the regular season. Is he ready for the playoffs? Tomek was amazing as well as a backup. It's a question of whether or not Wallstead and a lot of these young players are ready for prime time, as to whether or not we're going to win 4 in a row. Rantanen and McKinnon led the league. Penner was also up there, the final member of that top line. We traded Ralph Penner, who had an 80-point season last year, put up 90 points next to McKinnon and Rantanen. But you look at that, McKinnon, Rantanen, Penner, Besser, McDavid, Kaprizov, which is insane. Line Pasta, Scheifele up there as well still. Goal scoring wise, Genther led the league in goals. Kaprizov finished 2nd. You had guys like Line and Lundell up there. Best plus minus went to Kaprizov, Besser, McDavid, and Dahlin and Buffalo, who we couldn't afford to get. As far as the defensemen are concerned as well, let's take a look. So Noah Delamont was up there. Werenski, though, with 56. Not bad. Goal scoring wise, Delamont put up 29 goals as a defenseman. Case in point, though, computer-generated players tend to score quite a bit. And as far as goaltending is concerned, the wins leader was Jesper Wallstedt. Carter Hart also up there. Demko finished with 42 wins. In terms of save percentage, it was Tomek finishing in second for backups. First for starters, though, Wallstedt finished behind Luukkonen, second highest. So I believe Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen will be winning the Vezina this year. As far as the Calder is concerned, it will be Rob Del Rio. No doubt about that. 62 points as a 21-year-old in his rookie season. Which is pretty damn crazy. And the best part is, the best part of all of this, is that last year I didn't hit you with the cliffhanger to make you find out what was going to happen. This year, totally hitting you with the cliffhanger. We will sim this at a different time. Will we win 4 in a row? Find out next time. Find out next time. One more time. With a little bit of soul. Find out next time. Mainly because the stakes aren't as high.